Hi, gaming enthusiasts. I'm Alex.
I'm Ed.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're Ragnarok.
We are Ragnarok.
We're Ragnarok.
Your home for the Nerdpocalypse.
If you're watching this, you are probably a fan of Ragnarok and may very well recognize our voices.
But just in case, here are our faces.
I'm Ryan.
And we're Ragnarok. Don't worry, you never have to see them again.
Because we're a purely audio podcast.
Most of the time.
But what kind of podcast are we? Yeah, I heard you through the internet.
Cool, huh?
Ragnarok is an actual play podcast, which means that when we sit down to play a game like Fiasco,
Call of Cthulhu, Eclipse Phase,
Dungeon World, Fate, or any other type of role-playing game.
We have our microphone recording.
so you can listen to every moment of the stories we create.
as well as lots of entertaining banter.
Our first major goal for the Patreon is to get the site to pay for itself.
Because right now we're actually paying money out of our own pockets.
To bring you completely original stories and characters each week.
We think this goal is achievable, but we need your help.
And we're not the only ones who benefit from your donations.
If we meet our goals, we can start to produce more content for you, like more games and audio dramas.
We could also commission professional Ragnarok art for you to enjoy.
Hey, remember, I can hear you through the internet, and I heard that.
And for your information, no, it doesn't really cost all that much sitting down and playing a game.
But we could still really use your support to cover things like our server costs,
New equipment for higher quality APs.
And paying prospective artistic contributors.
Of course, we've got a bunch of really great rewards for our patrons.
Like getting a character in one of our games named after you, early access to the show,
access to patron-only media, and even participating in special R&R games on a regular basis.
So go ahead, become a patron, and donate what you can.
Click on one of the buttons below. There are plenty of them. Pick one.
Even backing at $1 a month would be a big help. Seriously.
the more money that comes in, the more character-driven entertainment we can bring you, and you want that.
I know, because I can hear you through the internet.
Any final will thoughts?
What the fuck would I do with 400 pounds of cheddar cheese?
The more money that comes in, the more character-driven entertainment we can bring you, and you want that.
I know, because I can hear you.
Any final will thoughts? Hi, gaming enthusiasts. I'm Alex.
I'm Ed.
I'm Eric.
And I'm Ryan.
And we're Ragnarok.
We are Ragnarok.
We're Ragnarok.
Your home for the Nerdpocalypse.
If you're watching this, you are probably a fan of Ragnarok and may very well recognize our voices.
But just in case, here are our faces.
I'm Ryan.
And we're Ragnarok. Don't worry, you never have to see them again.
Because we're a purely audio podcast.
Most of the time.
But what kind of podcast are we? Yeah, I heard you through the internet.
Cool, huh?
Ragnarok is an actual play podcast, which means that when we sit down to play a game like Fiasco,
Call of Cthulhu, Eclipse Phase,
Dungeon World, Fate, or any other type of role-playing game,
We have our microphone recording.
so you can listen to every moment of the stories we create.
as well as lots of entertaining banter.
our first major goal for the Patreon is to get the site to pay for itself.
Because right now we're actually paying money out of our own pockets.
To bring you completely original stories and characters each week.
We think this goal is achievable, but we need your help.
And we're not the only ones who benefit from your donations.
If we meet our goals, we can start to produce more content for you, like more games and audio dramas.
We could also commission professional Ragnarok art for you to enjoy.
Hey, remember, I can hear you through the internet, and I heard that.
And for your information, no, it doesn't really cost all that much sitting down and playing a game.
But we could still really use your support to cover things like our server costs,
New equipment for higher quality APs.
And paying prospective artistic contributors.
Of course, we've got a bunch of really great rewards for our patrons.
Like getting a character in one of our games named after you, early access to the show,
access to patron-only media, and even participating in special R&R games on a regular basis.
So go ahead, become a patron, and donate what you can.
Click on one of the buttons below. There are plenty of them. Pick one.
Even backing at $1 a month would be a big help. Seriously.
the more money that comes in, the more character-driven entertainment we can bring you, and you want that.
I know, because I can hear you through the internet.
Any final will thoughts?
What the fuck would I do with 400 pounds of cheddar cheese?
The more money that comes in, the more character-driven entertainment we can bring you, and you want that.
I know, because I can hear you through the internet.
Any final will thoughts?
What the fuck would I do with 400 pounds of cheddar cheese?
The more money that comes in, the more character-driven entertainment we can bring you, and you want that.
Any final will thoughts?
And we are live.
All right, listeners and viewers, we're back. Before we get started, we've been doing this podcast now for many years.
Like 5, it's 2012.
Yeah, at least, yeah. We've racked up tons and dozens of episodes, lots of games, hundreds of hours of content.
Yeah.
So it can be hard to keep track of all of that.
Yeah.
So we're going to see how well Will has kept track of all of that, because Will, as you all know, is notorious for his meticulous note-keeping.
Yep.
Right.
Because it's easier than looking. I'm off-center from the camera. Will is notorious for his meticulous note-keeping. His attention to detail is world-known.
His characters usually have so many layers.
And deep, rich backstories. So, to sort of go through the history of Ragnarok, Meyer has come up with a bunch of questions to ask Will.
Will.
I mean, it only took him about a year, only like a year, to figure out how to roll his initiative.
Yep.
Specifically, Will, this quiz is about your characters.
My
And how well you remember characters you played as.
Oh boy.
So, Will,
I'm afraid.
I picked a game, one every year, from 2017 to 2012,
When we started.
when we started.
Mm-hmm.
So, instead of going down a list, so how about you pick me a year first, and then I'll pick. So, what year you feel most comfortable that you will know?
2015.
2015.
It's a good year.
All right. Well. The game I picked for you is on May 6th, 2015. you joined our Alex's Dungeon World campaign, the Nettle Crusades.
Right.
That was me.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I-
That's okay.
Did you remember
Didn't
that?
listen to it.
no, what was your character's name? In
I
there?
don't even remember.
I vaguely remember the character.
Oh, is this the guy with the?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the guy with the chain arm. What did I name? It was a simple name.
What's his name?
What?
We have another backer.
Woo!
Michael H was worried that we killed and stuffed Will because he stayed still for way too long.
I mean,
What was his name?
we have like strings inside of them so we can
Let's
pop
read
them.
We've got
what's the
lots of
backer?
those.
What's the-
Patrick H.
Yeah!
That's our new backer.
Nice.
We've got lots of spare
Uh,
words. I don't remember his name.
Just-
Do you?
It was
remember
simple.
his name, I think.
I remember the character. Just
I remember. Yeah.
If you give up, I will venture a guess.
Jordan? No.
Jordan?
That Jordan was the.
We need a timer.
Yeah, put a timer. Third.
I'm gonna.
Jordan was in the game we just finished.
Yeah, no. I know that it was. Oh man, I can't remember. What was the name?
Do you give up?
Give up?
I give up my yeah.
Okay, was it Hob?
It was
It
Hob.
was Hob. Oh, Hob. Yeah, that's it. Right, Hob.
And Will, where did we meet Hob?
You met him in the dungeons, or the caverns where all the slaves are being held.
That's
Correct.
Very nice. He gets half points. Half credit.
And finally, for this 2015 question, by the end of the campaign, what became a Hob?
Oh, one sec. Hello.
Oh, hello.
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 Ladies and gentlemen of the listening audience, my parents.
Brief cameo. Yeah.
He became a god.
Yeah, but what god did he come of?
I don't remember that.
God of
Became
what?
god of. Did he become Envy?
Not envy. It starts with an E. You
It
were
was
right.
E, right? I knew it was
It
E.
starts with an E.
Eric.
Not god of Eric. God.
Pretty disappointing God.
God of.
Pretty disappointed, God.
I'm stuck on.
You give up, Will.
15 seconds.
E, right?
E. It does start with an
10.
E.
God of Earth. I don't know.
Anyone have a
Empathy?
It was empathy.
Empathy.
You became the god of
Ah.
empathy. All right, Will. So 2015 is off the board. So now again, from 2017 to 2012, what year do you now want to pick?
Oh, 2012. Why not?
2012.
Reaching back.
All the
Going
way
back.
All right,
Lean
Will.
back.
2012. I picked our one of the first APs we did. I believe it might be the first AP you actually were part of.
Mm-hmm.
It was Ryan's Call of Cthulhu game, Bad Blood, with Jose Dynamo.
Oh my god, I'm not gonna remember that at all. That was a long time ago.
Well, you knew that when you picked it.
Yeah, but that was a. I don't think that character lasted. I think he died like. I think he
Now
died
that I know what game it is, it seems so much further back.
Well, your character
Well,
was
it's not part of much of a saga because my character I think died like in the same game the other Dynamo.
Okay,
did.
but that's different than saying that was so long ago. 2012 is 2012, but yes.
Oh,
literally
no,
picked
Joe,
one-
you said Jose Dynamo?
Jose Dynamo.
I was his producer.
You are a TV producer, yes.
His producer, and I was trying to.
Well-
I was combining his show with Alex's show.
So there was two shows you specifically said you produced. Two of your
Yeah.
biggest hits. Can you name those two TV shows and what
30
they were
seconds.
about? The title of it and what they were about.
I remember one of them. I don't remember the title. I remember one of them.
Yeah, I don't remember the titles.
Well, that was
what
the
were they
question.
about?
What?
What were they about?
Go for partial credit.
Well, one was Jose's show, right?
Nope.
No,
You were recruited because you produced two hit shows.
10 seconds.
Two hit shows.
they were ridiculous. I remember that they were ridiculous.
Of course they are. It's us.
Was it some kind of like Survivor show?
Nope.
I don't remember.
Oh, time is up.
You pushed
Well,
two.
the chat has a guess.
Oh, yes.
What did the chat
Robert P says the mail sorting show.
Yes!
Yep.
The mail sorting
And
show.
something
Yes,
else.
I remember that.
Lost in the mail.
Yeah,
you
it
tracked
was following-
postcards
yeah.
to the U.S. Postal Service. The second one was called Wasabi, which was about just two guys going around the world eating spicy food.
Yes. Okay, that was a good one.
Sounds like that's actually a show.
We played so many games.
Sounds like
it's
a
hard to
show.
remember.
Nick
However,
and Will would be on.
you wanna do
So
a show
those are the
with
two
spicy
you
food?
had produced. Now during the filming of this our new show with Jose, you came up with a brand new idea that you wanted to pitch to the head of the executive. Do you know what your pitch was for the new show you came up with?
30 seconds.
The new show.
You came up with like during a production. You came up with a new show.
The lights are right in my eyes.
Wasn't it was it on a combination show?
15 seconds.
I thought probably it was on a combination show that dealt with the mail show and the.
You're not even
South.
close.
No, I'm not
8
close.
seconds, Will.
I don't remember.
5.
No guess?
No
Yes.
guess.
Can I make a guess?
Yes.
Was it Haunted Aliens?
Haunted UFO chasers.
Right,
Yep.
okay.
You wanted us to go for alien ghosts.
I'm gonna go back and listen to that game now. 'Cause I forgot how good that was.
Finally, by the end of the investigation, Joey McNabb fainted, and we had to carry him away. Do you remember why he fainted?
30 seconds.
I ran into the monster, and I was covered in that stuff, wasn't I?
Kind of close. You're
How did I
close.
faint?
Oh, no one's keeping track of how many points Will has.
I was at 1, I think.
The only one I directly heard was a half point in the beginning.
Yeah,
half
he
point.
nailed the one where he was.
You don't. This is all your characters, Will.
5 seconds.
All about you.
Didn't I go insane?
Well, you
passed
fainted.
out?
You just passed out.
Yeah, I passed out because I
Time's
was
up.
going crazy.
You saw the stuff. So you were
Yeah,
right. The
I saw
monster did sneeze, but it was on Jose, and you saw his face and the things crawling into his nose.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
Is that a half point or none?
Yeah.
I would give him that
say
credit
yeah.
for it.
So what's that put him at 2?
2.
All right, Will. So 2012's out. 2015's out.
I think we should only do one more.
One more.
Sure.
One more, Will.
13, 14, 16, or 17, Will.
You know what? I'm gonna give you the
It's up to you.
choice. No,
It's up to you.
I want you to choose it.
No, you choose, man. Choose it. At
Guys?
17. You have
I'll
17.
choose it. 14.
14.
2014.
2014. Another campaign.
Good.
It was in June 18th of 2014 I chose, which was the first episode of Better Angels, Apex City,
Oh, I love that one.
run by good old
Oh, yeah.
Alex.
That one was me.
Yeah.
Do you remember, Will, your character's villain name and his real name?
The Sparkler was his villain
No, his
name,
villain name. Yeah.
and it was
It was a really great name.
it was Wayne. No. Bruce Sawhouse.
You got it!
Yeah.
You got it!
That's a full point for Will.
How many of those games were there? Like 1?
No, it was more than that.
7,000?
Now you're so Bruce Hallhouse was of course a professional lumberjack
Yes.
competition.
Yeah.
He was in love though with a Swedish man, a giant, beautiful Swedish man.
Yes.
Do you know what his name was?
Oh man.
What was the name of Bruce's love, which he ended up killing?
Well, he didn't kill.
Porter killed him. You love your life.
What was his name?
What was
15 seconds.
the name? A love.
It was pretty manly too, wasn't it?
It's a pretty manly name, man.
I mean, he was also a professional lumberjack. 5 seconds.
Tim?
Tim.
No.
Yes, Tim the Swede.
Was it?
Time's up.
I don't remember.
Was it Lars?
It was Lars.
It was
Yeah.
Lars.
Lars Stornhagen.
Robert P says the one he kissed on accident when he was drunk.
Yep, that
Well,
was
kissed
right.
on purpose, but then pretended it was an accident.
Darth Rex says 4, so I think that means Eric, who is definitely not Swedish.
All right, Will. Final question.
The name is.
So of course we just talked about it. Porter possessed poor Sparkler, and we had to put him down. And the
Yeah,
Phantom Fist had to go on the run. Left Apex City. Where did they? What was the name of the place they went to?
Where they ran?
They ran.
And
Where?
they started their new lives?
Started new lives.
It was
Phantom Fist.
Quarry. It was
Yeah. You missed most of them so far, Will.
What?
You missed most of these questions so
It's
far.
your last chance, Will.
It's
Pull
something,
out that
seconds.
nosedive.
gonna
something Quarry.
you gotta have some type of redemption here.
Something Quarry.
It is something core.
5 seconds. 4, 2.
Bulbous.
Bulbous! I was
BBQ.
I was thinking Boulder for some reason, but I was like, that's
I'll give him
wrong.
a half point for that.
Can I add a question?
Okay, go for it.
When Bruce Sawhouse finally snapped, what was the reason? What caused him to lose his soul?
Oh man.
What made him get possessed by Porter?
Mm-hmm.
I remember this. This is a good
Yep.
It was.
I mean, technically, it was you getting hit by Chris, but that wasn't really. But what did we decide story-wise was what pushed you over the edge?
15 seconds.
You.
Does anybody in the audience remember? Send in an answer if you.
We have an answer.
Okay, let's see if we'll.
Oh, wait 1 sec. Will's got 5 seconds left.
Well, this is your characters.
No, I can't remember.
No, time's up. What does the chat say?
Robert P says killing Carrot Top.
Yes!
It was
No, it
Radish
was
Top.
Radish Top.
Radish Top.
Radish Top. It was
All
killing
right,
Radish
Will,
Top.
out of a possible 9 points, you got 3.5.
You failed.
Shadow
bro.
said Radish
That's
Top.
why I didn't go to college.
But it's about you.
You didn't go to college because you couldn't answer questions about yourself?
Exactly.
This is not a. Okay, Will.
I mean, well, you went back up so I can check.
So, speaking as somebody who did go to college, this was not a course that was offered.
Oh, really? I took Will one.
Oh, did you?
Totally,
Yeah.
Will, are you not playing?
No, I'm not playing.
No, Will's sitting this one out for reasons.
Alex, are you going to sit on the other side of the table? Or
Yeah.
stay at the end?
No, I'm gonna say at the end.
I hope they rallied fair. Well, they weren't too hard, Will, on purpose.
Now I want to see after the game, after we're done recording with the questions for the other one.
Maybe at the end we'll
He
do
chose
the rest
most
of the questions.
So he chose most of the campaigns. There was 2 one-shots and then another campaign.
All right, so for our listeners, we're running a clips phase. I don't really need this, but it's an
Allie
awesome
wants something.
screen.
Robert
Yes.
P would like to master in Will.
Then you go back and listen to all the episodes of Ragnarok and then find out.
You can. It is possible to earn a PhD in willology, but it's tough.
That's the
So,
$5,000
for our listeners who maybe have never seen this beautiful Eclipse face screen, I want to put that up because it's awesome.
I love the art on that thing.
Yeah.
I like the fractal.
And plus, it blocks part of me.
You guys left all your sheets on top of mine.
Yep.
Not Will. His is
So everyone has their Eclipse phase characters?
Yep.
All right. So as we said before in the beginning, if you weren't here, this game is called Skitter. It takes place on the Scum Swarm. The stars are destination. So why don't we start by you guys briefly introducing your characters.
Meyer!
Where's wearing my sunglasses?
Loren Nassad. He is a Hypercorp paid assassin.
I'm gonna join the chat.
And he's here on a mission from some.
Gad.
What?
Gad.
We're on a mission from Gad.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Pass me an index card.
I'm on a mission to take out some type of threat. The Hypercorp, some threat to the Hypercorps.
Oh yeah.
Some scum here to kill us. Some scumbag.
One more time, what was the character's name?
Loren Nassad.
Alright.
Loren Nassad.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. Hi again, everybody. I'm Ryan. I'm going to be playing Leah Hawthorne.
Leah Haddock.
Leah! Leah is a survivor of the Futura Project. She is a pure psychopath who, cruelly enough, ended up as her Watts McCloud infection granted her empathetic abilities. So in order to feel other people's emotions, which is a thing that she is forced to do, her psyche fractured, and now she has an alter ego named Peter, who feels other people's feelings for her. And she's got psionic powers.
Meyer, these are your orders.
Okay, I'm looking.
I didn't.
I'm Ed. I'm playing Olivier Gilgood O'Toole. He is a humanities info-life who was created to be the perfect actor. So Olivier Gilgood O'Toole. He's named after 3 Shakespearean actors. People call him Tooley. And he was created to be the perfect actor. And what ended up happening was his ego got sold to a soft drink baron named Dmitry Zapopoulos, who owned a soda company called Zeps. And the tagline, and he's known because he was their mascot for the line, "That's some good Zeps."
Say the line.
No.
Say it.
No.
Say the line. Say it.
That's some good Zeps.
Yeah.
So everywhere he goes, people try to get him to say that line, and all he wants to do is be taken seriously as an actor. So he stole a Shaper morph and hopped a scum barge, and now he's living life as sort of a traveling bard, kind of, a ne'er-do-well thief / performer.
All right, and I'm still Eric. And
The handsome one.
That's right.
But the handsome egg is gone.
The cute little egg. Sexy little egg.
He's like, I'm the cute one. He was.
He's the sexy little egg, and I'm
sexy
gonna
little
lord
egg.
him 4.
We're uggos.
We are.
No, Eric, they just mean you are.
Well, to be fair, it's all taking
3.
place in Ryan's mind. So
Yeah.
it's just you, Ed.
You guys should be thankful that I'm imagining this instead of the torture basement.
A baby's basement?
A baby.
Baby's basement.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I'm Eric. I'm playing the Scum Enforcer out of the book because I like pre-gens.
Actually, yeah, that's
and it's easier. I was told that with Scum, they are supposed to pick names that make people uncomfortable. So
Sometimes.
Right. Sometimes.
It's fine.
All right. So my lady's name is Labiatrix.
Labiatrix.
Labiatrix. I'm sorry.
Ryan, what was your name again?
My character's name is Leah Hawk.
Her name is Labiatrix.
Leah / Peter. And Meyer, what was your name?
Lorena Sade.
She's in the Fury Morph. And she's all about, just enjoying life, just doing whatever she wants.
And whoever she
And it
wants.
says, you thrive as a tough chick who will smack the hell out of anyone who threatens your friends or clients during the day, but the real fun is taking home a different partner every night.
Sounds like.
Sounds like you enjoy the orgy on one of the ships.
Sure.
One of the ships in the Swarm has a 24/7 walk-in orgy.
Oh.
I don't remember which one.
What's the one where they're all the same people?
The Pax Familia?
No, there's one in the...
Yeah, it's Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
You should ask that chat.
Well, no, they're not all the same people. Half of them are the same person, and the other are his spouses.
Oh, right.
It's a guy who multi-forked himself and all his wives.
Like you do.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so you guys are starting out on the barge 3 sheets to the wind. It's one of the biggest. As you all, I think the TV upstairs.
Yeah, my parents are watching TV.
Makes sense. I thought I was going crazy.
If it's really loud, viewers, let us know.
And we'll probably not be able to do anything about it.
Yeah. Do I look cool in Will's sunglasses?
So yeah, it's the second largest ship in the fleet, with like almost 17,000 people on it. And you all get a notification from.
I can't hear it through the speakers.
Okay.
That's good.
So you all get a notification from Kalbir Singh, who you know is the head of security for the Swarm. He informs you that he needs to speak to you in a simul space because you have all been tapped for security duty. Your names came up in a lottery.
Lucky us.
Yep.
Ooh.
Break some skulls.
So you res into the symbol space. It is Singh is Scum, but he is a former corporate security agent. As far as Scum goes, he's boring, but he takes the security of the swarm very seriously. So when you res in, you see a somewhat middle-aged Indian man. He's bald. He has a bushy mustache. He's wearing like a simple jumper, basically, of like a dark gray charcoal kind of color. And he is sitting at a table. There's, for the symbol spaces that you're used to, this is muted. You can see there's a big window behind him of like an ocean lapping against the shore. It's very serene, but you guys most of you are Scum. This is not, your symbol spaces are usually bacchanalia orgies and crazy psychedelic parties. But there are 4 chairs in front of the desk that he is sitting at. Please, take a seat.
I'm gonna spin my chair around so the back is facing forward and just kind of sit, spread-legged, leaning forward onto the back.
Thule,
What you got up for us?
Thule's sort of ostentatiously dressed. He's got sort of a
That's the big word.
he's got on like a white suit and with like a rainbow cloak. He's got a long white mustache, long white hair, and he's sitting there with his legs crossed and his fingers steepled under his nose.
Leah walks up and sits down and crosses her legs very primly. Her symbol space avatar is pretty much a representation exactly of her meat space self, except it's sort of translucent. She's wearing a grayish pantsuit. She has like an ice blue undercut with her hair like hanging down over one side of her face. And she's wearing like a torque choker with studs, and she's got a couple of piercings.
Minor.
Loren Assad. He looks a symbol space. He probably looks. So as an assassin, he tries to fit in where he is. So he probably looks. He disguised himself to look semi like to fit in with the scum swarm, to not stand out as much. So it probably has like a mohawk and maybe like a face tattoo.
Okay.
New rebel.
So I'm going to say the swarm is less than a week out of Mars. So Stars Our Destination, as you all know, make all Scum swarms basically just make continuous loops between a few points. So Stars Our Destination always goes Mars, Venus, Mercury, then back to Mars. It takes different amounts of time because planets move, but that's always their course. And they burn fuel when they go into orbit around the planets and when they leave, but that's it. Otherwise, you just coast. So it could be like a year to 18 months between destinations. It's a slow trip, but they don't charge anyone. But you have to work and contribute while you're there.
Can you ever get off of it? Or you have to stay on the ship?
I mean, there's nowhere else to go.
Okay.
When they get to Venus, you can do whatever you want. You can get off if you want. But so you're going to be here for close to a year.
Okay. And he has some maybe gauges. He fixes appearance to fit in where he.
Yep. And I'm going to say you just got on at Mars. You got very last minute notification from the PC, the Planetary Consortium, that they needed you to get on the swarm and find your target.
I got you. Not a rush, because of a year, but.
Yeah. So Singh steeples his fingers and says, "So, I'll get down to it. You have all been selected for security duty. Some of you came up in the rotation. Some of you are very experienced at this.
That's me.
And some of you need to prove your worth to the swarm.
No problem.
So I'm sure, as you all heard, a new ship joined our swarm when we left Mars, which you did hear. It is a salvage ship. Hasn't been rechristened yet, so it doesn't really have a name.
Could we give it one?
Well, not yet. That's going to be part of the rechristening ceremony.
Or could we just come up with one for the mission at least?
Mission McMission face.
Sure. I like it.
Mission McMission Face. So, Mission McMission Face joined us as we were leaving Mars. It has gone dark.
That's true.
As of 20 hours ago, it stopped responding to all communications.
Oh, mission McMicken. Oh, mission.
Mission McMission.
Perhaps we should change the designation of the ship. Just
Poor mission. No, I
Mission
can't
McMission
say it.
face.
This is gonna be the
Mission-
next hour. Can we just change it?
Mission McMission face.
Just call it the ship.
Should be McShip face.
McFace. McFace. Mission face.
Robert P.S. There any 8-bit potted plants?
What we know is that someone from Eat, Drink, Fuck allowed the ship into the swarm. They cut some sort of deal. You guys all know Eat, Drink, Fuck is the largest collective in the swarm that runs the swarm, basically. EDF is responsible for maintaining the flagship, the Stars Our Destination, which coordinates the logistics for the rest of the swarm. Trajectories, manages all the food stuff and everything like that. They're very influential in the swarm. There's no government, and ad hoc organizations tend to come and go, but EDF has gone through many different forms, and right now they're basically in charge of everything. Informally, but
Right.
their members are respected amongst the swarm and they hold sway.
they have enough rep that they
Yeah.
can get away with that.
Right, and so when it comes to voting for things, they tend to influence people a lot. So they're basically in charge. So, as I said, someone from EDF, I'm not sure exactly who, cut a deal to allow the ship into the swarm. A hollow, I guess it's not a hollow, you're in a hologram. A model of the ship appears floating above his desk. It's a medium-sized salvage ship and will be very useful to the swarm. After it joined us, we sent a crew over to assess the ship, figure out what we can do with it, what modifications needed to be made to best suit our purposes, and what we would rechristen it to. We have not heard from that group in 20 hours. We have not heard from anyone on the ship. So we need you to figure out what happened and fix the problem. The swarm obviously does not want to lose a ship, but for now, we are keeping this quiet.
Well, sounds like a bit of a problem.
Yes. I'm spending the rep to get you guys a shuttle over there. Anything else you may need, you're going to have to take care of yourselves. If you want to talk to someone from EDF, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe you can figure out who they let in. Because no one else seems to know.
Very well. How long do we have?
As long as it takes, but the sooner the better.
All right.
Without knowing what's on that ship, it could just be a malfunction, or it could be some sort of threat to the entire swarm.
Well, chappies, I say we should meet up.
Never call me Chappie again.
Sounds a terrible robot.
Sorry, love.
Yeah, go with Chappie over
You
there.
don't like Chappie?
I never saw Jackie.
Me either.
Yeah, D-at word in it.
That's why I want to see it.
That's the only reason.
Any other questions?
So where do you want to meet up?
Well, you're all on the same ship, right? You're all on 3 Sheets to the Wind.
So let's meet on the shuttle. Let's
Well,
go to the
yeah.
shuttle.
Well, let's meet by the docking area where the SLOTVs leave from.
Well, what if we want to pick up supplies or a drink first?
Yeah, you can do that.
I would say this sounds like a time-sensitive matter. We should make haste.
If you need me, feel free to call. I will answer.
All right then.
Well, good luck.
Ta!
And when you know, let me know. If I have to retask some of the defense satellites, I will do that.
Question, out of character, I guess. What is the mesh access like between ships in the swarm?
I'm gonna say you could reach the whole swarm.
Okay.
Maybe if you're like on from like the very tip to the very tip, it'll be shoddy.
Yeah.
But if you're within the swarm, you're
Yeah.
good. And this ship is the new ship is basically in the middle of the swarm right now.
Okay. So yeah, that's kind of terrifying. If something's wrong, then they could be they're right in the middle of everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
In fact, they're probably pretty close to Thought Prime, which is the ship that makes everything. Because it's a salvage ship, and if anyone's going to be able to figure out what to do with it, it would be a crew from Thought Prime. Yeah.
So we want to get over there as quickly as possible and take care of this before it becomes a greater danger, possibly. All right. Well.
So you can probably find some EDF people on 3 sheets. EDF runs the stars, but there's only like 50 people there. And there's more than that in Edric Fuck. So if you want to, I mean, you don't even have to go. You can go to the mesh. You can network. This is a game where you can actually use networking if you want to try to find out what's going on. Research would work too.
Can I do research to find the person I was looking for, just to see?
If you want to,
just to kill
just
time.
like check and see if any. Yeah, make a research roll.
I'm not like I just want to
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Because I just got here, so I'm gonna check it out.
I'll do a networking check.
It will be networking autonomists for the swarm.
I know who I'm going to talk to. So.
Yeah, I got a 20.
Double odds are good, right?
Double aughts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crit.
Crit good or
Crit good.
All right.
Double aughts are always a crit success, 99 is always a crit failure.
My research got a 25 out of 55.
20. Okay, so you search and you don't find any record of him in the swarm.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he's not here. If he's fleeing the consortium, he's probably not using that name.
Okay.
I'll say they gave you a picture of him too.
Oh.
It's going to take a lot longer. Do you have facial recognition software?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's going to be an interfacing check.
Okay.
Or programming, if you want.
I'll do interfacing.
Double odds out of 50.
Ooh, I critted 55 out of 55.
Okay. It's still going to take you. It has to run
Yeah.
thousands of faces, so it's working.
Yeah.
And it's just going to take you a while to get a hit back.
Critted it.
And you critted too, Ed. So who are you reaching out to? So you're networking. So you're basically going on the network and asking. I guess what are you trying to find out?
Who knows something about this new ship?
Okay. You get a call, or not a call, you get a message back from, give me a name. Orville. You get a message back from Orville. He says, hey man, I know. You need to talk to the Explosionista.
Thanks, Orville.
And he tells you, he gives you her mesh address, so you could just call her up right away.
Alright.
And he tells you, she's not on 3 sheets. She is on the Rig, which is the biggest ship in the swarm.
Okay.
So you could go there if you want, or you can give her a call.
I'll give her a call.
Okay. You're already. I'll let you roll off the crit. She answers. So you get a view of a very severe-looking woman. She seems to be sleeved.
Severe or sphere?
Severe. She also seems to be sleeved into a Fury, like Labiatrix. She's got spikes, not like a mohawk. She has a mohawk made of spikes.
Like metal spikes?
Yeah, that are implanted into her skin. She's got like one of those 3 mohawks, and a bunch of other spiked piercings all over her face, and nano tats that seem to like move up and curl over her skin as she talks. So you know, with your crit success, that the Explosionista is a well-known hypercorp saboteur and anti-PC terrorist. She hates the consortium, and she tries to fuck them over at every turn. The fact that you didn't hear about something exploding when you were on Mars is kind of surprising, and her being linked back to it. But if you turned her in, you would get a lot of cred from the consortium. Yeah, what's up?
I was pointed in your direction by our mutual friend,
Who would that be?
Orville.
What's Orville up to these days?
Mostly trying to help me find out about this new ship that showed up.
Pretty exciting, huh?
You tell me.
I just know what everyone else knows. You don't have to. She's not, but that's what she says.
Any thoughts?
It's always nice when a new ship joins the swarm, especially a salvage ship. You can get more shit done.
Yes. Well, have you spoken to anybody on it?
No, why would I?
I don't know. Didn't know if you had any connection. Orville seemed to think you would know something.
Oh, really? You can make a persuasion roll if you want to try to actually get her to talk.
Hey, Will. How cool do I look right now?
Oh, you're a rock star, man.
Where'd it go? What did you do, Ed? I dropped your die.
Oh, I found it. It was in my hand.
I can't really
What?
see.
How?
It was under my hand.
Oh.
That is 32 out of 60.
Only Ed.
Yeah.
No, I was.
Alex still isn't done signing.
It was.
Give it a couple more.
No, listen.
You'll
It
feel better.
was on the floor, and I was leaning on the floor like this.
Okay.
So it was like under my hand, but it wasn't like I wasn't like leaning on it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You had your hand cupped over it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't actually.
Where'd my cup go?
So she says, "All right, yeah, I cut a deal with a guy. He wanted protection. Said he had the ship to trade in return. So I said, yeah, come aboard, come join the swarm. It was this guy, Edmundo.
Edmundo. And any idea where he is now?
Last I heard, he was on the ship. He was staying with it. He was gonna sleep there for now. They sent the crew over from Thought Crime to, take a look at repurposing and renovating whatever other shit they're gonna have to do.
Do you know anything about this fella?
I know he was on the run from one of the corps on Mars.
Who isn't?
Exactly. He also said he'd be willing to trade some information, which I'm a fan of, especially if it lets me get back at those fuckers. So, I agreed.
And he didn't happen to trade any of that information yet, did he?
Nothing useful. He said he had some good info about Pathfinder.
What do I know about Pathfinder?
Pathfinder is the corp on Mars that runs the gate.
It's kind of like 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons.
Except it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Pathfinder's are cool.
They run the Pandora gate on Mars. That's all the corp does basically is run the gate.
Right.
And exploit whatever comes through it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you. It's been very enlightening.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
I'll try to blow something up for you.
Please. Well, nothing in the swarm.
Nothing in the swarm, but maybe one of those hypercore barons.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll fucking give you a blowjob if you do. I don't care.
Well, we'll be in touch then.
Show me some proof. She hangs up. All right. So you found that out. Are you gonna share that information?
Yes. I'm gonna go get some narco algorithms to some narco alcohol.
Are you a pod or a synth?
I'm an AGI and a pod.
Pods would use
Cyber-
regular narcos.
Yeah.
They're biological enough.
Yeah, you could.
Do you have a cyber brain or a...
Cyber brain.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Then you need algorithm.
Yeah.
So
Make what do you want to get? Just like
gym.
all right. So burn one at rep. You have to pay for it.
And I want to pick up some knives.
That you're gonna have to roll for. That's gonna be a networking check.
So, Loren Assad, he looks like he's in a
Autonomous,
biomorph, but he's actually a guard bot. So
49 out of 50.
Okay. What? Just like regular vibroblades?
Yeah.
Have just one?
Yeah.
2 rep.
Yeah, I'm in a guard bot, so I look like a biomorph, but I'm actually a synth.
Oh, okay.
You had said something to us about not having our weapon.
No, you do. I was wrong. So you have your personal gear, but it's a collective. So it's an anarchist collective. So you have your personal liberty is important, but so is the group. But there's no formal government. So the idea is that individuals can make the best decisions for themselves. So it's a rep-based economy. So like when you finish this job, you will get rep, which you can then trade for goods and services.
So I do or do not have my weapons as
You
a
do.
staff. Okay.
If you want to get something else, you have to pay for it with rep.
I'm pretty good at my weapons. Yeah, I have a good.
Yeah, well, you're in a Fury Wolf, right? Yeah. All right. Anyone else going to do any pre-stuff?
Question, boy, girl, another. Do we have a TACnet? Does anyone have a TACnet?
Come on, I know what they're laughing about.
I hope a comment.
Yes.
I don't know. Does anyone have a TACnet?
No.
I forgot to.
I have
He's
TACnet. I have
hilarious.
TACnet.
I'm a lone operative, so I don't have it.
Do you know Caleb put TACnet into red markets?
Yeah,
I don't know why he would do that.
Oh, God.
he wants to inflict the pain on others.
Yes, I have TACnet software.
Okay, good. So
So you're the TACnet admin, so you can link them all into the TACnet
Right.
if they want.
Like my
I
dad.
think we should. Let's
I'm sorry. It's really funny. Sorry, we're playing an accidental game of fuck, marry, kill. And Proper P decided that he would marry Will, fuck Ed, and kill Eric. Wait, he took it back. He killed Meyer. What?
I'm okay not being involved with that.
Why would you kill me
Yeah,
for? What the heck, Robert P? Why would you kill me, man?
Too beautiful to live.
Yeah, it's true.
I want to hear his own words.
Fun
Why?
fact, that's the opposite of what they
For
said.
the
dam! For the dam!
That's fair.
fair.
Yeah. Because of the dad. Yeah, he did.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go home.
Listen, you guys don't have the swag I
I'm
do.
not TJ
Hey,
Perkins.
Meyer dabbing saved your life.
It's true, thank
Remember
you.
that.
Listen, Robert P. I have. I'm the only.
There's
man
no
of my
defense
family
for
that needs
dabbing.
To survive to keep.
Unless you're
the women.
sneezing and like have to sneeze into your arm.
That's
Alright.
the only reason anyone should ever dab.
Look how
Alright.
cool I look right now.
TJ Perkins does it to get heat.
Yeah,
and aggression.
TJP does it.
So we all show up at the dock.
Yeah.
I get a couple drinks beforehand. I like to.
Thule looks more or less.
Burn a rep.
Okay.
Thule looks more or less like he looked in
Yeah.
in Symbol Space. His clothes aren't quite
How much
as
do you have?
59 then.
quite as pristine.
Do you have the rainbow cape?
Yeah.
That's very scum, yeah. There's a lot of like artists and activists in the scum. There's a faction of uplifts who ran away from the Hypercorps.
He's a very like tall, spindly looking guy. His suit isn't like pristine white. It's a little dingier, but he does have the rainbow cloak.
Well, I mean, you have smart clothes. It could be pristine.
That's true. So yeah, he looks exactly like he looked.
Wait, who is it? Married who? Fuck who?
Marry.
Marry Will. Fuck
Marry
me.
Will, fuck Ed, kill Eric, never mind, kill
Yeah.
Meyer.
For the dab.
Yeah.
Or the dam.
You're just jelly.
All right, so you get in. There's a pilot in the ship. It's a woman. She's wearing like an old-fashioned drab army green flight suit. Where are we headed?
To a mission McMission base.
What the fuck is
Finally
that?
got it.
Take us over to the new ship.
New ship. All right.
Mission food.
Strap in. The shuttle takes off. You burst out of the hold. You can see as you fly the swarm around you. It's this chaotic explosion of light in the blackness of space. There's like neon. They burn neon lights on the outsides of the ships, and everything looks like a disco in space. The only one that's not is the new ship, because it hasn't been outfitted.
Once more unto the breach.
So, fellas, what kind of experience do you have?
You guys could talk for a second. I'm gonna get a drink.
Well, I'm a psychosurgeon. I help my clients deal with their traumas, of which there are sadly many in today's world.
She's the one that works like the
He's the one that makes you feel alright.
I am an actor.
I can tell by your addiction.
Yes, thank you. I've been in several productions on the Swarm. You may recognize me from some of them.
You could all make a perception check if you want with +10.
Ed,
Actually, wait,
your wife
no,
is disgruntled that you did not tell her that you went back live.
Yeah, she told me
it's a memory check. Wait a second.
Well, that's good. Then she just
Memory
just-
cog times 3. So make cog times 3 and +10.
Okay.
38 and 85.
I failed.
I
anyway.
credit.
Oh.
You may recognize me from a production or two.
No,
Lear.
that's not where you recognize him from.
I played Richard III in a one-man show.
No.
Wait a minute.
What?
Okay. Alright. Took me a minute. Come on, say it.
No.
Say it.
Ryan, you
No.
recognize him too.
Am I gonna have to say it again?
That's some good Zeps.
Right. Got it.
Zeps, as in the drink.
Mhm.
Zeps.
The
I imagine when I say it.
Now that he says it, you recognize him. He was the spokesman.
the corners of Leah's mouth turn up ever so slightly, and she says, "I think I saw that production of Lear. It was very good. You were very good at it."
Why, thank you, my dear. I thought I was quite good. I mean, obviously, I would have preferred to play Lear himself, but playing his messenger was an honor. Just to speak any of the words that the bard wrote.
So you guys.
What about you, Sunshine? What kind of experience do you get?
I bust heads. You're lucky you got me on board.
Yes, we are.
So you guys pass over. You look out. You can see the pink lights of Boy Toy as you pass over. The blue lights of 8 Arms to Fondle You With, which is full of water because they keep it filled with water. You crest over Thought Crime, which is a huge ship. And then you see the other lights of the ships in the distance, and there's sort of like a black patch where you just see like the regular running lights. So there's like regular white lights of the ship, of the new ship. And the pilots docks by the front of the ship. All right, I'm not getting paid to stick around, so give a call when you're done.
Hold on a minute.
I mean, unless you want to pay me to stick around.
That's okay. That is a touch. All right. So Leah reaches over and she touches the pilot on the shoulder and says, "Well, it really would be better if you stayed."
Is that control or psi assault?
That is control.
Does she get to resist?
So here, I'm using one of my psi slights. It's called Subliminal. The Subliminal sleight allows the async to influence the train of thought of another person by implementing a single post-hypnotic suggestion into the mind of the target. It's an opposed test, so she gets will times 2, I think.
Okay.
And I get control.
I think about your reception to see. It's kind of weird if she does that.
I'm going to spend a moxie to flip that.
Okay, I said, can we like have a big perception? Like,
Yeah, you can make a perception check if you want.
to see maybe, you know, because it's kind of weird. So he touches someone and like he just changes his mind.
So what'd you get?
I got a 59 after I flipped it.
All right, that beat her 9. Is there a thing if you both succeed, or just if you?
Hang on.
I crit failed my perception.
Lady Atrix doesn't care. She's not even
It
looking.
just says if the async wins the opposed test,
All right, you did. Yeah.
the recipient will carry out the suggestion as if it was their own idea.
I saw.
So what did you? What was your?
Implanted suggestions must be short and simple. As a rule of thumb, the game master may only accept suggestions encompassed by a short sentence. So yeah, I'm going to implant the suggestion. Wait for us.
Okay. She sighs and flicks a switch. All right, I'll stick around. What the hell?
Anybody care for a he takes out like a little like thumb drive. Anybody care for a little belt? And he plugs it into his head.
I would almost say yeah, but you know we're on duty right now and it's professional.
I do have a flesh brain at the moment, so.
Ah, well. Helps me to loosen up a little.
Pilot says, ship says there's air on the other side.
That's good.
Breathable, no detectable toxins, so...
I'll go first.
Strain is a D10 divided by 2.
It depends. What does it say for strain?
My strain mod is 2.
So
So it's plus 2, right?
let me double check. I don't remember if it's a D10
I will go in first. I have a smart vac suit, so in case anything goes wrong, I'm okay.
Oh, well, how kind of you.
Of course, strain isn't in the...
Here, I got the PDF. I'll just search it.
It's not in the...
Do I have to breathe?
Are you're a pod?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Strain. Every active in game terms, every active slide is a strain of 1d10 divided by 2 round up.
Okay, so, and then I add 2.
For example, a sleight with a strain modifier of -1 inflicts 1d10 divided by 2 -1. So it's 1d10 plus divided by 2 plus 1 plus 2.
Okay, so 6.
So that's damage you take.
Yep.
You do notice. So Meyer, you're the only one who's paying attention. So Lauren puts her hand on the pilot's shoulder and says, "Sorry." Leah puts her hand on the pilot's shoulder and says, "I think you should stay." And the pilot says, "Yeah, all right, I'll hang around." And then you see Leah quickly wipe away a nosebleed.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one else notices, but yeah.
I got you. So yeah, I will take point and go for them first.
Okay. The airlock's still closed.
Brave new world that has such people in it.
Moving forward, sir.
Thank you.
They should have sent a poet, and they did. All right, so you just open the airlock.
No.
All right. The ship on the other side. So the airlock opens.
Yeah, I've got a vac suit, so I seal my vac suit, obviously.
I was smart vac suit.
They're all smart.
Yeah.
Yes. So you open the door. You can see on the other side is dark. All the lights are out on the ship. There's an emergency light above the airlock.
Yeah.
And on the other side of this entryway, so there's another airlock on the other side for another ship to dock. There's a little emergency light above it. Other than that, the light that's spilling out of the airlock is the only illumination.
Yes.
Can I like interface and maybe put the lights on? Or something?
You can make an interfacing check.
I'll make an interfacing check too.
Excuse me. I have a T-ray and X-ray emitter, so I'm gonna light those up and.
All right, you take
Fail or
it.
success?
55 out of 75.
Okay.
Go for it.
You can't turn the lights back on. The system has been damaged, so you get an error notification. It's not that someone turned them off. Someone broke them.
So he touches the wall. I have skin link, so that's how I.
Well, you'd have to go to an access pad, but there's a pad nearby.
So I touch it. There seems to be damage to the system.
So how do we fix? Where do we go to fix it?
We'd have to find the main server, I believe.
You can pull up a map, which you do. That's fine. So you get the layout of the ship. So you're right towards the front. If you head to the left, you're in the command module, which is the bridge. If you go to the right, there's a hallway that has 10. I know, right? Also, you guys are in 0G right now. Sorry.
My God, look at that boner.
So there's a hallway with 10 bedrooms, essentially, crew quarters. 5 on each side. There's an engineering room at the end. There's a stairwell right on the other side of the door to you, and at the other end by engineering, that leads down into. So basically, the level you're on, it's a squat fat ship. So you've got this one level where the crew is. That's like a normal height, like maybe 10 feet.
Is the bridge.
Bless you.
Thank you.
From where you are right now.
Box on it. It's kind of like the Normandy. How like the Normandy had like that one level that was the bridge and the crew, and then that.
The communications are just down, and everyone is fine and on the bridge.
Make a perception check too. Minus 20 for everyone.
29 out of 40.
Yeah, I failed.
2 out of 30.
26 out of 70.
All right. So the three of you, you're looking around into the dim light. You catch.
No, I'm sorry. 26 out of 60. I have perception of 50, and then I have enhanced vision. So
But it's minus 20.
Yeah, but
But
I get
you
a plus
succeeded
30.
either way.
I get a plus 30 and then a minus 20.
I thought it was plus 20 from enhanced vision.
Is it? Okay, in that case it just cancels out.
Oh, I had enhanced vision too. Alright, well, whatever.
You got you're fine. So you guys, the three of you, are just looking around, and you notice floating through the beam of the emergency lights, you see a spheral of red, which looks very much like blood.
Ah, well, so much for optimism.
It's not a lot, but you now that you're looking, there's some spherals of blood floating in
I
the.
spoke too soon.
Listen, alright, so either way.
Well, we could be optimistic and hope that everybody is mostly okay.
Well, maybe we should go to command site to the command deck right now just to see if get us information. If there's whatever happened to the ship that probably logged it.
Yeah.
Into the system.
We could check the logs. That's a great idea. Here's a thought. I have a couple of spec drones that we can use to scout ahead. Maybe I've got a T-ray and X-ray emitter, so I can scan ahead.
All right then.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go up to the bridge and just
Yeah, make a perception check.
Robert P. kisses you back, Meyer.
Oh, I thought he said he was gonna kill me though.
No, he wasn't. He's kissing you
Kill
back.
you with kindness.
You catch that kiss, put it in my pocket for later.
28 out of 70.
Nothing unusual. on the other
Nothing-
side. You can't. Your beam doesn't make it all the way to like
Yeah.
the front, but you don't see anything.
Well then, lay on, Macduff.
All right. I will open the airlock then.
It's not. It's just an
It's
easier.
just a-
Yeah.
okay.
It's not locked. You hit the button.
And it
The
opens.
door slides open.
I'm making sure to keep my pistol drawn because there's blood floating around. There's
That's
probably something I'm gonna have to shoot.
that's a
Yeah.
fair reaction.
I look back at Labiatrix and I say, please, after you.
Right.
All right, so you guys go in. It's still dark, but you can see it's not a huge command room. It's maybe like 15 feet from the door to the front. You can see portions of the panels to control the ship have been smashed to shit. You could see sparks shooting out. This might be why the lights don't work and why the radio's down. Yeah. So if you want, you'd have to. Do any of you have pilot spacecraft or
Yes.
hardware,
I do
like
not.
ships,
I have
something
pilot
like that?
spacecraft.
So you can roll, if you have it, make a pilot spacecraft check.
Okay.
See if you can figure out what systems are down.
Nope. Failed. 75 out of 55.
Yeah, Moxie, you could.
No, that'd be 57.
You could re-roll if you want.
Alright.
It's up to you.
I'll re-roll it. 21 out of 55.
Okay.
Better.
So you float over to what would be like the main pilot seat. It doesn't seem, so you take a look. It doesn't seem to you that specific systems were targeted. It seems like someone went ape shit on the panel and broke parts of it and not others. So you could see communications is down. The main controls for like main power is down. That's why everything's on emergency backup. Life support is still going.
That's good.
The engines work, but they're not going. But they wouldn't be going. They weren't going before. You just like coast through space. But if you had to turn them on, you could. So nothing critical, like nothing catastrophic, is about to happen. Like in terms of the ship exploding. But the main engines work. The maneuvering thrusters, iffy.
Can I locate anywhere else from where the blood might be?
I'll relay some information to them. The rest of the.
So you look around. There's now that you're looking, there's splatters in that airlock room that you came in, and the door leading back to the rest of the ship has a splatter of blood on it too.
Is there any logs I can like know there's any captain log or anything?
Yes, there are. So do you want to play it privately for yourself or?
No. So listen, guys, I found the captain's logs.
I did let them on the tap net.
Okay.
Let me turn and I'll play for everyone.
All right.
All right. So how far back are you going?
I mean, when did it start? Like when we lose? So when did we lose contact?
You lost contact about 20. You said 20 hours ago.
Okay, so
it joined with the fleet or with the swarm about 5 days ago.
All right, so I'll go that far, 5 days. And see
5
what happens.
days?
Yeah, from 5 days to now, what happened? Because 5 days is fun, right? Like.
Yeah, well, as far as you know, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go for 5 days. To now.
Okay, so you spool back to 5 days ago, and you hit the button, and it says, "This is Captain Jessica Hernandez. Just piloted the Senorita down. Landed on Mars. We got a pretty good haul of scrap in the cargo. Going to see where we can sell it to. Hopefully dock for a few days. Maybe pick up some new cargo. Then next stop is Luna." And then it ends.
Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to go crazy and smash up these controls, and I'm done.
Then the next log is hours later. It's still 5 days ago. It's a man's voice going, "Oh, shit. No, that's not the right button. God damn it, that's the log." And then 2 days ago. No, 4 days ago. Captain, whatever, belongs to the swarm now. Joined up with them. So this ship, the Astral Dove, now belongs to the Stars Our Destination, and they're going to rename it. It's a shame to see her go, but I think it's giving her to a better cause. And then it cuts to the next day. Different voice. This is, I got a name. Where is it? Bloodscream from Stars Our Destination. Ship. Thought Crime. Starting the assessments. This ship here is in pretty good condition. She's a beaut. Got a passenger in one of the crew quarters. Apparently it's part of the deal, but whatever. We're going to start taking inventory, find out what we can do with this. Another cargo hauler. No, it's not a cargo hauler. Another scrap hauler. Always good. You can always use the junk on Thought Crime. It's got a pretty good load down to the in the bay, too. Nice. It's nice to bring some funds to start work with. I don't know, maybe we'll turn this into like a party boat or something? It depends what kind of crew wants to take it over. Alright, anyway, probably the last log until we figure out what we're going to do. We'll keep in touch. And then that's it.
What about like a year to 5 days?
A year ago, it's another log from Jessica.
Yeah. Just
saying, just picked up a good haul on Venus, heading over to Mars to sell it. So you go back, all the logs until 5 days ago are Jessica Hernandez.
Are there internal sensors or like a camera, like internal?
No.
guess the question might be what happened to Jessica Hernandez.
Alright, well, there's some blood over there, so maybe not.
And there's like nothing special with the logs, right?
No, it's just it's just regular like
Yeah.
picked up stuff here, brought it over there,
Yeah.
picked up stuff there, brought it over here.
Alright.
I'm gonna send my spec drones out to scope out the crew deck. See if anybody.
Can can spec drones interface with things, or are they just purely visual, like audio visual?
I think they're just purely audio visual because they're spy drones.
Yeah.
And we'll check. Spec. Specs are tiny insectoid drones, 2.5 millimeters long and 2 millimeters wide, about the size of a small fruit fly. They fly with tiny wings, carry a microbug, and are excellent for surveillance purposes or otherwise being a speck on the wall.
Okay.
So they basically just have, like a small sensor package.
Right.
And
Okay. So you're gonna have to open the doors for it, though.
all right.
So one of you's gonna have to open the door to the crew quarters.
Thule. You're interfacing with the ship currently, correct?
Yes.
Would you be good enough to get the door for my drones?
He starts reciting the doorman's monologue from Macbeth.
Oh, Macbeth.
Yes, Macbeth.
About how he gets drunk and
Yeah.
can't get his dick up.
And yeah, so
Do you wait until you're done with that to open the door?
no,
or-
I open the door as I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to roll for it. It's a you open the. So Ryan, make an interfacing check.
Oh shit. I love that. He's just like how he's drunk.
How he's drunk. Yeah.
Nope.
He get his dick up.
So piloting a spec is harder than you thought.
Alright, let's see.
Eric's the least favorite thing to get up.
Hang on, I want to see if I can use any of my slights.
Eric hates it when guys
Interfacing
can't
is
get his
cog.
dick
No, see, that's my least favorite thing to get up.
up. Not to get up.
No, he said the first time.
No.
Listeners, what did he say the first time?
Not get
Press
up.
4.
They'll just press 4. They're sheeple.
Wow.
Don't say that about our listeners.
Don't say that about our patrons. They're paying you to do this right now, Meyer.
Our peak has killed me.
You dabbed. You deserve it.
Yeah, you kind of.
I get the swag, man. Look at these glasses. When you get some sweet sunglasses, it gives you swag. It's uncontrollable.
You just start uncontrollably dabbing when you
Yeah,
have
man.
sunglasses.
I can't even see really, to be honest. I have such bad eyesight. It's very blurry. The world is blurry.
No, that's how it is right now.
Like right now, literally, Will. Like
Things are
Will's
just
an
blurry.
incorporeal blob.
No, that's just how Will is right now. You're seeing it fine.
I literally cannot see without my glasses. I have
Alright.
awful vision.
I'm gonna use the Grok Slate.
Okay, what does that do?
So I make a cog times 2 test, and if I succeed, then I have kind of an innate basic understanding of what I'm doing.
Okay.
And it gives me a plus 20 on my interfacing.
Okay.
He changed his answer.
No,
No.
I don't. I fail.
All right. Well, you managed to pilot your spec into the wall a few times.
I beg your pardon. Does anyone else?
Machine gun kiss?
Does anyone
Yeah,
else
what?
know how to fly a spec?
It would be an interfacing.
Not my area of expertise.
Wait, what's up?
What would
Flying
I need?
is interfacing.
I could give it a whirl.
Seems I'm not the drone pilot I thought I was.
Sorry. Yeah, make an interfacing check.
That is 59 out of 75.
Okay. So you transfer, control the spec to Lauren. No, Olivier.
It's not Lauren, it's
Julie.
Loren.
Lauren.
I go by Thule.
Well, not to me.
Loren Nassad. It's a cool
And
sounding
so Thule, you pilot it down the hall. The door opens. So you see, again, the hall is pitch black. There's like 2 emergency lights in the middle. That's it. You see 10 closed doors. And then there is the door at the far end that leads to the engine room is closed. Seems like everything's been closed down.
Okay. Could somebody open the door to the engine room?
Like manually?
You're the one interfacing with
That's
the
true.
ship.
25 and a 45.
I pass.
45 out of 30.
75 out of 70.
Thule, you lose 5.
That's a
Everyone
trauma.
else lose 1. Well, this is why. So you guys
Wait, so my stress is
1.
1.
You have 1 stress.
Yeah, but I start with will times 3, right?
So that's a trauma.
No. Your will times 3 is what you have to roll under. Your
Trauma threshold.
TT is
your
when you take the trauma.
lucidity right there is how much stress you can take.
Yeah.
That's how much
You could
stress
take
you
20.
One.
Yeah.
Your insanity rating is 40. That's when you become
Ooh,
unplayable.
you're as terrible as me.
I have only 50.
So you guys are sort of watching this separated through the feed. Since you're not controlling it, it's more like watching a video. Thule, you pilot the drone into the room. You look around.
Hey.
Yes?
We have another patron.
Woo!
Michael H.
Thank you, Michael
Is it
H.
$1,000 a month?
It is not.
Well,
sorry,
no date
Will.
with Will.
No date with
Will, you gotta get over here and dance.
Dance, Will.
Come on, Will.
Here he
Yeah.
comes. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Hey, sexy lady. Up, like Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady.
Yeah. That was the best one yet.
Thank you for selling that, Will. We're really committed.
All right, now back to the horror. So what you see, the engine room is one of the largest rooms. It gives them direct access to the engines, obviously anything that needs to be repaired. So there's a lot of functioning equipment in there. On the walls, about 4 feet off the ground, you see 5 people. They are attached to the wall via, it looks like some sort of webbing. It's bluish and kind of mostly opaque. And it's just crisscrossed over them.
Crisscross.
You can't even see their torsos, basically. Like from like neck down to calf. You just can't see. Their feet are sticking out. They have, like, their head is back and there's like a band across their forehead to keep their head up. And there's 5 of them like that.
I disconnect.
Okay.
Oh!
That was a hell of a sight.
Yes. Yes, it was.
I actually now
So I forget. So it is that my trauma is just minus
Oh.
10. It's not a thing.
Do you have... No, there's a thing. Do you have... You probably don't. A way to deal with it.
He does have narco algorithms.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to come up with a reaction, or do you want to roll for it? Damn it. Where's the... Okay.
Roll for it.
I'll roll for it.
For it.
Alright, so let me
Yeah,
find the
right.
page.
I rolled an 8.
Stress.
He died. It's a really stressful day.
Oh, that's the explode option.
I'm actually now going to untake.
You have a minor derangement.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna pull that one.
Well, you know, this actually works for your character, Ed Loggeria.
Yeah, okay.
Loggeria?
That was...
Can't shut up.
He's gonna reach into his pocket and take out the narco algorithm, plug it in. That was absolutely awful. And they were completely... They were dead, well, wasn't
That's
they?
where.
You don't know.
Well, maybe they were alive, but there was that terrible blue.
Oh, where's this?
Now, did it look like it was just like they were just stuck up there, or is this stuff like melding with their flesh, or?
You couldn't tell. If based on the quick look you got, it looked like it was on them, not in them.
Okay.
But like I said, you couldn't see
We
their
should
body.
leave. We should just
Can we rewind the video in our head because they have an attack now?
Yeah, you can. Okay, yeah, so you do. It looks like they're being webbed to the wall.
Does
not
the ship
that.
have a self-destruct?
Make an interfacing check with your penalty.
That is 42 out of 65.
No. You could try to blow up the engines.
Oh, we should overload the engines and blow the ship up and
Alright.
leave.
Let's come down to the engine way then.
The ship is in the
That's
middle
where
of
the bodies are,
swarm.
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that will not be good.
We should tell the swarm to just leave the ship then. There's no reason for us to be here. Obviously,
We're
there's something.
on a job. That's a reason for us to be here. Calm the fuck down.
They asked
Let's
us
go.
to find out and make sure that there was nothing wrong with this. Obviously,
On
something
this
wrong.
Scum swarm, everyone plays their part. Our part right now is this job, so we will do our job.
We did our job. We're supposed to figure out.
Everyone
what's
can
happening.
also make a perception listening check.
Straight perception. Well,
Do you have like enhanced
I
hearing?
don't have any.
25 out
So
of
just
50.
regular perception.
I don't hear.
I critted it.
Nope. 72 out of 50.
Critted.
Okay. So you failed, Ryan.
Oh wait, hang on.
Crit success.
No, I have enhanced hearing and I have a passive size light that gives me an extra plus 10 on top of that, so I get 71 out of 80.
Okay. So you and Thule hear a sound coming from the hallway. It sounds like something clanged against something in one of the rooms.
Oh dear! It sounds like something terrible.
Meyer, you hear that, and then with your trained ears, you hear a voice go, "Oh shit!"
It sounds like something that sprays blue opaqueness.
No, it sounds like a person.
Oh, so there's someone here.
Hey! I heard you.
What are you doing?
There's no answer.
Come out.
I take
or I
out.
will come out there and I will
Make
kill you.
make an intimidation roll. I will give you plus 20.
He takes out his knife. Thule takes out his knife and holds it out.
Question: what is a wasp knife?
So it's a regular knife that has a cartridge in it that lets you. So when you stab someone, you can
I
inject
can put
them.
bees in them.
I got a 48 and a 60.
So you can inject them with a toxin, or if you're in space, you can just inject them with air and cause tears in like suits.
Hey Eric, look what I learned how to do. Bees.
All right, so Meyer, you hear you say that, and there's a second of silence, and then you hear.
What happened?
Yeah, you like bottles.
All right.
Yeah, I think so.
And
there's also the fridge. if you wanna
the
just fill it up.
third. Let me check. In the third room on the left from you, the door opens. You hear it slide open, and in the dim light, you see a man come floating out. Please don't hurt me. I just want to get out of here. I need to get out of here, please.
Identify
What are you doing
yourself.
My name is Bloodscream. I was one of the technicians sent over for thought crime. Oh my God, please.
What happened here?
No, we need to go. We need to go.
We need to go. That's exactly what we need to do.
I'm gonna
I've
grab him.
got two of them now.
So are you going over to him? He's like 20 feet away
I'm
from
gonna
him.
keep my gun at him.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm gonna go to.
All right, so you go over. Please, no, I just want to. Don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me.
I'm gonna grab hold of him.
All right, so you grab him. As you get closer, you can see he is like the epitome of goth.
Yeah.
His skin is dyed white. His hair, his pitch black hair, is like Vanta Black. That's his hair.
Nice.
His eyes too. Like his eyes are just full black pupils. His lips are black, and his hair is. He's wearing faux leather. Black, because real leather would be way too fucking expensive. He's got some cuts on him too. You can see that there's tears in his clothes. He's got some scratches on his face. Please, I'm just a tech, man.
Alright, I'm gonna grab him. I'm gonna...
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, kinesics too.
Oh, can you use
Nah,
them
I
too?
failed.
Sure.
Nah, I failed. 85.
16 out of 70.
45 out of 60.
Yeah, no, he's scared as shit. He is terrified, but he's not lying. He basically, it's not that he's holding something back. He just does. You could tell he just wants to leave.
So I'm gonna push him towards the group, And then as he's getting, I'm gonna push him into a chair and then kind of put the barrel of my gun up to his head. So you're gonna tell us everything you know.
Alright, I changed my mind a bit. I do like how this guy works.
Okay, so we were on the ship. We got sent over from Thought Crime to assess, to figure out what we were going to do with it. Any changes that needed to be made, stuff like that. And then there was the guy who brought the ship was here. He was hanging around.
Yes, we saw that guy. We saw him on that video.
No, it was audio. You didn't see him. It was just
We
audio.
heard him. We heard his voice.
Yeah, Edmundo.
I heard about him, Edmundo. Yes, he's one of the men that I heard about. He's I forgot what I heard about him.
He was from Pathfinder. That he was willing to trade information to Explosionista.
He was from Pathfinder, and he was going to bring some information in.
Or he had info about Pathfinder.
He had information about Pathfinder, and that's why he came here to trade it so he could be a part of the swarm. Where is he now?
Well, you also know he traded for security too.
Right.
Well, that's he was staying in his quarters. I saw him once or twice when we first started, and then he just stayed in there for like 2 days, and he came out once because he wasn't looking good. He looked really sick. He was like pale and sweating, and then he went back in, and then he started screaming, and we didn't know what to do, and so we hacked the door open, and he was everywhere. He was dead, and then there was the thing. So he
What thing?
Like from the movie?
I don't know. I guess it came from him.
Describe the thing.
It was, well, we didn't. It was it's like 6 feet tall. It's big and it's fast. It's got it can see in the dark, I think. It's got like these claws and arms on it, and it's got this tail.
Next one for it, probably.
Where is this thing now?
You didn't see it? No. It was quiet. He was dead, and we freaked out, and then we were gonna call the swarm, but when we went to the comms, it was dead, and then we started trying to fix it because we didn't know it was a thing. We thought maybe Edmundo did it, that he went crazy and bashed the console, and we started trying to fix it, and then
Edmundo.
Yeah, he's the guy who
From
had the ship.
Pathfinder.
Salazar?
Yeah, I think so. And the thing attacked us. It went after it, like it didn't kill anyone. It just attacked them and like bit them and grabbed them and took them, and it tried to get me, and I locked myself. I managed to get away, and I locked myself in the room, and I've been hiding there, and I didn't have anywhere to go.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to level with you. I'm very nervous that you're about to transform into the creature and laugh at us, and
I
then
have my
try
barrel
to
to his
eat us.
head. If anything happens, he's
What?
dead brain.
No, I'm not gonna. What? No. It's like covered in plates and stuff.
Do you see
Dinner plates.
What? No.
Plate armor.
Yeah.
Do you see where my gun is? Up
Yes.
to his head.
No, I'm not lying. No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not the thing. Please.
I'm not going to shoot you. Unless you turn into the thing, of course.
Oh God, no! Please, I just want to get out of here.
Leah walks over and she like
Nighthawk was it? Blackhawk?
Bloodscream.
Bloodscream. She pushes the muzzle of Loren's gun away from the man's head and just gets really close up to him and says, "Now listen, we're gonna get you out of here. We're with security. Singh sent us. We want to help you. We want to help everyone else in the swarm, but we have to figure out what's going on this ship and sort it out. And in order to do that, we have to get it away from the rest of the swarm first."
No, don't. It's just scuttle it. It's not worth it. Just blow it up.
Yes, let's just scuttle the
It's
ship.
right in the middle of the most densely packed portion of the swarm, isn't it? It's right by, what did you say?
It's by Thought Crime, and yeah.
So why don't we just turn it off?
What do you mean?
Because
All the engines are off.
Yeah,
the Scum Swarm doesn't
we're-
run with engines.
we haven't burned for a while. It's we
moving,
have to.
momentum.
Yeah, momentum is just carrying us forward.
Basically, when they
gravity is-
left Mars, they burned the engines and then
Right.
turned them off, and you're just coasting to Venus.
So in order to get this the ship away from the swarm, we have to pilot it away.
So let's just turn it on, turn it around, send it away, and then leave.
So we saw all the members of your crew.
Anyway, I'll let you know. I have profession psychotherapy because I'm a therapist.
roll it.
I'm gonna try to talk him down. You know, like calm down. You have to think about this. We have to think about the
I'm
rest
going
of the
to
swarm.
interface with the.
I got an 8.
Okay, yeah, he starts to calm down.
Think about we're less than a click away from Thought Crime. If anything happens to this ship,
It's all the manufacturing. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so what do we do?
I'm going to interface with the ship again.
Okay.
And I'm going to run my face recognition software and see if if that guy was on this.
Okay, you don't have to. Yeah, Edmundo Salazar.
Where is he now?
There's no cameras on the ship. But what you do get, I'll say for convenience sake, you get your ping back from what you were running.
Yeah.
And one of the other cameras from the swarm picked him up. He was piloting the ship.
One of the bodies that were upside down?
No.
So, we saw some of your fellow crewmen, hanging upside down.
They're still there?
Some of them.
Oh, they're still there.
Yes.
There were 6 of us.
How many were there?
There were 5.
Five. So it's only 5. That's plus you.
You're the lucky survivor. Aren't you happy?
Not really.
That makes no sense. I don't know what one of them he said.
No, no, he never said Edmundo. What he said.
What?
What he said was Edmundo was locked in his room.
Is he still there?
I mean, we didn't move him out. It was bad.
What do you mean?
I could show you.
Yeah, do it.
Go for it.
All right.
Okay. So he brings you over to the very first bedroom on the right-hand side of the hall. He stands next to the door and hits the button. I can't. And he hits the button and opens. Make sand check. Stress test. Will times 3.
We have a will time.
I failed.
12
I'm
out of
good.
45.
But we only have one will.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Will.
So we have 2 wills. Well, my dad is also a will.
Technically.
Thank God.
B-ball knees Bill.
So who passed? Oh, okay. 1 for each of you. Actually, 2.
This is pretty gruesome.
Ed, take 4.
That's another trauma.
What's your trauma threshold?
4.
Good grief, man.
Oh, jeez, I think mine is 4 also.
Yours, yeah. If you're
But that's only if you take it at once.
Mine's really high. I have 10 trauma.
Yeah, me too. But then again, I'm a lost, so.
Your trauma threshold or your
Yeah,
lucidity?
TT. My TT.
My TT is 10 as well.
Damn.
We have really high will.
I have 2 TTs. It's 4 parentheses.
lucidity of 10, that would be terrible.
Yeah. Go with the 4. The 6 is if you have a mod on. Like you can use the mod. Yeah. Whatever it is, you have.
So
up
I
to
go with
6.
the parentheses. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm just gonna take out the narco algorithm and just leave it in.
okay. So what you guys see floating in the it's a small room. It's not big crew quarters. It's a small room. Floating in the middle of the room is what's left of the body of Edmundo Salazar. So he's kind of splayed out, and his chest has been clawed open from the inside.
You guys making a mess?
Eric, drop his
My
phone.
phone fell.
You can see his rib cage has been bursted out. His entrails are floating around. Like his stomach has been ripped open, and his his inner cavity is empty.
Point your gun at him right now.
He's very dead.
No, I'm pointing to.
Oh, blood screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You do. No, we found him like that. It was everywhere.
I'll pull out my knife. And
You can make perception checks if you want.
Okay.
It's gonna burst out of his chest.
Visual is a
Visual.
No,
Okay.
failed. It's gonna burst out of his chest.
45 out of 70.
No.
78 out of 80.
Okay, so what you two see, it's easy to miss with everything else floating around the room, but there is a small vent in the corner that has been broken open, and you can see smears of blood and other stuff on the wall.
Yes.
Like something went into the vent. It's not a big vent. It's maybe a foot wide and like 8 inches tall.
I'm gonna go to
Okay.
the body and cut out a stack.
Whatever did it,
Okay.
right up that vents right there.
All right, but what about him? There's probably another one in his chest.
Okay,
There's
He
probably
wasn't-
another one in his chest.
Now,
Is anyone paying attention
Julie.
to mine? No. Okay.
What?
No, Lauren just cut his stack out, but if you're all paying attention to Bloodscream, then no one sees it.
yeah,
That's
I
fine.
didn't see it.
Tuli. Now,
I'm
think
gonna
about
investigate
this.
the rest of the room.
Think
and
about
see
this
if I can
logically.
find,
Okay. Make another perception check
Bloodscream here was
or
hiding in
investigation.
another part of the ship. Was not webbed down in the cargo hold in the engine room, rather, with the rest of the crew.
15 out of 50.
If anyone,
So.
No, it's
Sorry.
only 65. So,
Can I
still
T-ray through Bloodstream?
It won't go through him.
yeah.
X-ray would go
X-ray,
through.
I
T-ray would go
X-ray.
through his clothes. X-ray would go through his body.
Would it make you feel any better if I X-rayed him?
Yes.
All right. So I will, show them on the TACnet, and I'll beam some X-rays at him.
Okay. Make a perception check. Plus 20.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, 11.
Okay. Well, all right. So 1 sec. So Meyer,
Yeah.
you like I said, it's a small. So there's a bed with straps because it's a 0G. Then there's like basically there's like a desk. It's basically it. It's not much. But what you do see is Salazar has an ecto on his wrist, and has a little blinking light on it.
All right.
So you pop that off, and you hit it. It seems like he has recorded messages on there. Do you want to look at them?
If I play that, everyone else see it.
If you want, you can make an interfacing check to pair the ecto with you.
I'll do that.
What did we see?
Crit 22.
1 sec. Okay. So the rest of you, the 3 of you, are looking at Bloodstream. So we'll get back to that in a second. So you're also gonna have to switch off the tack. No, you wouldn't. It's not like really coming in your eyes. It's it's fine.
my brain. Right?
Yeah. So the 3 of you. Leah. So I was fine. I was scanning. So you start at his feet, and you just start scanning. You can see a skeleton, and once you get to his chest, stomach area, make stress tests.
Oh God.
No, I did
Nope.
not pass it.
No.
That's 9 each.
Okay, I'm
Shit.
definitely taking a.
Yeah.
I'm 2 away from my vicinity.
Oh, God.
I don't take a trauma
I'm.
yet.
And that's 2
You do.
traumas.
But I'm doing with the parentheses number, so my vicinity is 30.
But you still take a trauma when you
Right,
get the
oh,
trauma.
yeah.
So we can figure out your traumas in a second because you look up, and as you're slowly panning up his body, you almost miss it for a second because it's not bone. So like you go up and then you come back down, but you see there's something moving inside his chest.
Oh.
I'm gonna leap on him and stab him.
Let me so you could see it has it almost looks like a baby. Like it's kind of started to push his organs out of the way. But it's about the size of a football, and you could see a head and arms and legs. It's anthropomorphic. And it kind of looks like he's carrying a baby in his chest.
Also, remember we're in 0G, so if you leap on him, the two of you are just going to go.
Yeah, you just go.
off the walls.
So I'm just gonna run at him and start. Or
That's even worse.
I'm gonna stab him.
Okay. Well, I mean, you just suffered 2 traumas. You can leap at him. That's fine. You're not thinking rationally. But
Well, yeah, I all I care about is stabbing him.
that's fine. Make a blades check.
Do you have to figure out traumas or what?
Sure.
I have 2 things.
Okay.
Robert P wants to know if, well, he doesn't really want to know, we want to know. Robert P said he feels like Meyer waves and blows kisses every time you record, but this is the first time you guys get to see it.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. Also, we encouraged them to vote on whether or not they wanted to encourage Ed and Will to have a sexy pillow fight.
Yes.
Yes.
They very much do.
Alright.
There were many votes.
So Eric, roll D10.
That is
5.
okay. Question, Alex.
Yes.
Because I have all the narco algorithms.
Mm-hmm.
Does it take away any? Does it like give me a not minus? I have 4 traumas.
Right. I would say yes, but then you would get a penalty for being drunk, so it evens out.
So, can I take like a hit to like my cog and?
I'll let you ignore one wound, one trauma, but it's going to be a -2 to your cog and every associated skill.
Okay.
Or it's going to be a minus. I mean, yeah, I'll let you ignore one of the traumas, so you're only at -30.
Okay, so then 29 out of 30.
Okay, 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eric.
Yeah.
Fixation. So you become fixated on something you did wrong or some circumstance that led to your stress. You obsess over it, repeating the behavior, trying to fix it, running scenarios through your head and out loud, and so on. So this is your fault. You're the security expert.
I should've killed him.
You should have caught this guy first. You fucked up. This is your fault.
So I need to fix that.
Yeah, well, it's not that yes, but you are also in your mind obsessing over everything you did since you got here. What should I have done differently to find this guy first? So that's why you have the penalty, because you're not paying attention fully. But yes, you could try that. However, he is currently engaged in melee combat with Ed.
I'm not paying attention at all. I'm interfacing with some other thing.
Well, you hear the yells.
Oh, okay, I'll zap that.
So you get a surprise on him, Ed. He's not expecting you to stab him.
I'll zap that.
So roll damage for your knife.
If I hear yelling, I'll
I'm assuming you're yelling as you're
What is it
stabbing
on a
this guy.
vibroblade?
I think it's just vibroblade 2d10 plus your damage bonus.
That is 18, 19.
19.
Yeah.
Damn.
I rolled an 8, a 10, and then my damage.
Okay. He. Okay. He screams. You didn't kill him. He screams and tries to like push off of you. So now you're in combat. Well, Ryan. So everyone roll initiative.
You and me?
Yeah. You can jump in.
9.
11.
Oh shoot! What's the initiative roll for this again?
1d10 plus your initiative. INIT.
10.
70.
Well, it's 7. It's supposed to be 9.
Oh, 9. Well, the 9, because you said the numbers are present.
Yeah, so 9.
13.
Me too, I have a 13.
So 13. So, alright, so Eric and Maya are at top.
No, Neurochem is the thing that lets me get an extra.
That's speed 2. That gives
Oh,
you an
yeah,
extra speed.
I have
Yeah.
Neurochem.
12
What happens
11,
if you take? Is
10,
there a thing if you take Neurochem more
9.
than like once a day? Something happens?
If you bump yourself up to Neurochem 3,
Yeah.
you get fatigue. For
Yeah,
okay.
and then you get like a penalty once it
Doesn't
wears
matter
off.
if, like,
Ryan, what'd you get?
11.
So if I just take one, I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah, you can push yourself to level 2 or level 3.
Okay.
If you push yourself to level 3, though, you
you get burned.
You get a minus 10 to everything once
Okay.
it wears off.
Okay.
So Eric and Meyer, you're both up first. The guy is screaming and bleeding.
I don't know what's going on, so I'm going to ask what's going on.
I think I should probably shoot him.
That's fine. You have a minus 10 penalty because Olivier is pretty much in the way.
I'm trying to aim for like the chest where.
You're taking an aim shot?
That would be even more. But I'm just shooting at him. I'm a little stressed out. So
it's minus 10 because Olivier's there.
And another minus 10 for the stress.
How many traumas do you have?
It's taken at one time.
Yeah.
Right? 1.
So you're a minus 20.
What
Total.
is my
It'd probably be under kinetic weapons.
kinetic weapons? Minus 20.
Yeah.
Shoot. All right.
Unless you want to use a different gun.
Listen, Aaron.
No, all I have is my kinetic pistol and my kinetic SMG.
Don't critically fail because then you'll hit it.
Don't fuck it up.
I won't.
So critically fail.
I'm using the Moxie to reroll that. It's
He
not
fucked
critical.
it up, guys.
It wasn't a critical fail.
That's fine.
It was just a regular plain old fail.
You could flip the numbers if that would get
Is
you.
anyone
that'd
telling
be
what's
89.
going up when I ask what's going on?
No, I'm too busy.
I
got
sent
the
you,
flip of the other number, 89.
Okay, so that you can. So you miss.
I send you a silent message through the TACnet. One of those things is in blood screen.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
You don't really know what he's talking about, so yeah. So that's your turn. Ryan, you're up.
I am gonna try to. Well, what effect do psi slides have on cyber brains? None.
They don't.
Some. Okay, but I mean, like with a pod, we can. If I remember correctly, we can kind of.
I think it
influence pods.
depends on what the slight is.
Okay.
Because if it's like something that affects the body, I would say it would work.
Yeah.
I can't really see what I'm.
I feel like
My
we should
thought
really get like
was-
Meyer like a crown, like he's the queen.
Well, people are loving it, so.
Do they?
Targeting synth-morphs bots and vehicles may not be targeted by psi slides as they lack. Pods are less susceptible and receive a plus 30 modifier when defending against psi use.
Okay. Well, I can try. I'm gonna try to grab.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grab Thule and use my drive emotion to calm him the fuck down.
Okay.
Alright.
Are you going to resist it?
Yeah.
Alright, so you make a will times 2 plus 30, and I don't think your penalties apply to this.
Well, I rolled a double R.
Oh, well.
12 out of 50.
No, he got a critical
You
success.
can upgrade to a crit if you want. And
You can spend a moxie if you
It
want.
would beat my crit.
No.
I mean, it's not gonna stop you. You can still act. You're
Yeah.
just calmer. So yeah, so you feel calmer.
Okay.
Will that take away one of his traumas, or at least dampen it for?
You can ignore one for now.
Okay.
No, it's not gone. Once the effect wears off, it'll still be there, but you could ignore one of the modifiers
Okay.
for now. Your turn, Ed.
I'm gonna stab him again.
All right. Now he's gonna try to get out of the way.
Moxie to reroll.
Just how about legs?
What?
The table legs.
Yeah, you had to be a little clearer because we all have those.
We do. We all have legs.
We all have legs.
That is 19 out of more than that.
All right. Well, he
It's
beat
just
you.
much
He got
better,
25.
like watching Ed grab.
So you
Can I use a second Moxie?
to upgrade it to a crit.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him. Roll for damage.
11.
11. Okay. He's still not dead. You stab him, and he's like pushing away. No, please stop! What are you doing? So he's just gonna free fall to get away from you.
No, he tried to stop. He tried to get out of the way this time.
He hasn't acted yet.
Everybody gets a fray automatically.
Yeah. Yeah. And he succeeds. So he just kind of grabs the wall and pulls off and starts heading back towards the end of the room, leaving a trail of blood behind him. He's clutching at the wounds. I'm assuming you're stabbing him in the chest.
Mhm.
He's like clutching at his teeth with one hand as he's pulling himself along.
Is he out of the way of Olivia then?
Yeah.
So it's time for speed 2 then? Or?
Yes, speed 2, Eric Meyer.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a freezer grenade at him.
That's gonna fill the hallway with foam.
Oh, I thought it's like just like the person.
It's like a no. It's a like three. It's a meter by meter cube, I think, or something like that. Yeah. It's
Double
pretty-
check. Did Will just leave?
No, he's taking the shortcut.
He
To
didn't
what?
want to ask you to move, so he went around the house.
Not
I
a
don't know if the
shortcut.
front door is unlocked or not.
See,
What does he need to do? Bathroom?
I don't know.
see, listeners, this is how dumb Will is.
Oh no, freezers
love
aren't. Freezer's not a grenade. It's a spray weapon.
I really don't know
Um,
that way.
Freezer?
Yeah, it's not a grenade. It's a spray weapon.
Oh.
That you could do, yeah. That you can control. It's not a grenade. It's a
Okay.
it's a spray weapon.
Oh, okay, that was a grenade. Okay, yeah.
So roll spray weapons.
Okay,
I'm just firing like this looking.
That's
Robert
fine.
P's proud
Kinetic
boy.
weapons.
Minus 10 this time was the power of the.
Yeah.
24 out of 40.
We just see Will's digging a hole. Oh, what are you doing? I didn't
All
want
right,
to ask
roll for
Alex to
damage.
move, so I'm digging to China.
I gotta get under the house.
I got it here. What is it?
It's just a kinetic pistol.
Does it say light, medium, or heavy?
I'm digging a hole to China.
It doesn't.
I assume it's
I've been
medium.
learning Korean.
So that's
just
2d10
for
plus 2.
that. Learning Korean just
Nine.
was like purpose. Going to China.
15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. And Meyer, you encase him in foam. He can't resist because he's dead.
Oh.
Well, no, it happens at the same time. So foam moves slower than a bullet.
Yeah.
So you and Labiatrix both reach out and pull your triggers at the same time.
Yeah.
Your burst of foam goes flying through the hall. Her bullet just right into him. And your foam hits his body as he's dying, and he kind of tumbles because he's not controlling himself anymore, and hits against a wall as the foam hardens.
Yeah.
So you foam him to the wall.
Well, hopefully the thing doesn't come out of his body then if it's foamed in.
Yeah, he's got a it's right on his chest.
I told you. What did I say?
You were right. I was wrong.
So what? One of the things is in his chest.
I should have caught that sooner. I
It
should have
looks.
known.
It looks like a little baby in there. It was just crawling around inside his inner
You
organs.
all start to hear a noise.
It's coming out of the foam.
No.
The vent?
Make a stress test.
Don't worry.
Nope. I pass out.
Holy shit! No.
I'm going to use a Moxie to flip that to get 45 out of 45.
I pass.
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
use a Moxie to flip that. 'Cause
Okay.
I don't know.
okay time to do that.
So if you succeed, take 1.
Okay.
Ed, take 2.
I hit my lucidity.
All right. Yeah. Olivier's not home anymore.
So, and I didn't hit my insanity rating.
Oh, I know. You don't pass out. You're just like catatonic.
I thought I had to make a roll
It's another will test. I
Yeah, it's
think,
another will times 3 test.
to avoid just.
Nope.
Good thing we've got 3
Yeah.
rolls.
No, you just kind of you don't pass out, but you might as well have.
I just start going, that's some good zips. That's some good zips.
I think it would be better if you just start reciting a Shakespeare soliloquy
Okay.
over and over again.
To be or not to be?
Yeah.
That is the question.
Over and over again. He's just kind of floating there. So you guys look over as you hear a cracking sound, and Bloodscream's body starts to the part that can move twitch a little bit, and blood starts to out of his
He's
mouth.
blood screaming.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he is blood screaming. And then there's a tearing sound as his neck rips open and back, and his head falls back, and you see the thing that was in his chest start to crawl out of his neck.
Yep,
Yeah.
we're shooting that.
So you can all get a +10 to shoot it. It's not dodging.
What a petty piece of work, isn't it?
You see the head and the head comes up, and it lets out this.
I critted it. 66.
49 and 65.
Where am I?
Oh, crit. I'm a sniper rifle, by the way.
Oh, okay.
That's my gun as a sniper. It's like a silencer, so it's pretty cool. I figured for an assassin, you probably would pick it.
Yeah, no.
I missed.
You missed. All right. Well, between the two of them, you kill it. Just blow it, and its chunks start floating. It's like half emerged from the neck wound of Bloodscream.
Afterwards, Leah drops her submachine gun back. She's got it like slung over her back. She puts it back. She pulls her way over toward Bloodscream's body and grabs his head and starts fishing around in it for his cortical stack.
Okay. You from the inside?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to break through some bone in the base of his skull, but you get it.
I'm not gonna judge. I took his cortical
It's
stack.
disgusting.
I took Edmundo.
You also notice that Olivier is
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow.
that.
Creeps in this petty pace from day to day.
I'm going to actually now listen to the things.
Okay. So the first one queues up. You see Edmundo Salazar's face. I had to get away from Pathfinder. Fucking shit they sent us on. Went to this crazy planet. Got bit by this weird giant alien bug thing. No more of that shit, man. They don't pay me enough for that. So I busted out. Stole a ship. Fucking scum swarm was right there. I joined up. This explosionista wants to trade. I can give her all kinds of inside info about Pathfinder. Blow their shit up. The things they smuggle, the things they bring back to this system. Yeah, man, scare the shit out of anyone. Then the next one queues up. You could see he looks ill, which is rare because people don't really get sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that alien bug. The bite is like infected. I don't know. My mods can't handle it. It feels like my insides are on fire. Oh God. I don't know what's wrong. Oh God. Make one more stress test.
Is it?
Well, I figured what was gonna happen. I already saw the guy's head.
It's something just he's.
No, it's just him.
I already saw the guy's head do it. Oh yeah, I passed.
Right. One. Still one. It's not his head. You hear his chest break open. And you see as his arm flails and the ecto moves, you see this thing come crawling out of his, like breaking out of his chest. It's terrifying. And then you could see, because why not, the thing, it's less humanoid than the thing you just killed. Its head is kind of wider, kind of like a hammerhead shark, but it's a little longer in the side too. And you could see it's bluish. It's got a tail, which the one you just killed didn't. And you could see it has 2 arms and 2 legs, but it also seems to have smaller arms wrapped around its torso. And it just skitters up the wall and pulls down the vent and goes in. That was 24 hours ago.
So, just curious. Is that the physical goods they want me to do?
I don't know.
Like, fuck.
Times 3.
Int times 3 or cog times 3?
We should pick whichever one's.
Int is good.
If you go about it.
So you don't have to actually keep just reciting Shakespeare. So you realize There's 5 more crew members in the engine room.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna have things in it.
Yes, they are. We need to get to the engine room right now. There's 5 of them in there. You know we're probably dealing with 5 more of those things.
6.
Yeah, the one that went up into the vent.
We need to pilot the ship away from the rest of the swarm. Unless you think we can... You're the security expert. Do you think we can take these things down from the inside without losing the ship?
Do you have like profession security or...
Profession security ops.
Yeah, roll that.
I shall get Peter Quince to write me a ballad.
Oh, do I have
Call it
to
Bottom's
get the
Dream.
minus 10? Alright, I didn't even look at what the result was when I rolled that.
Robert P's feeling less
13.
immersed because there's
40.
no more Shakespeare.
Okay. So it depends. If they're still inside the people, you might be able to just put your gun at their chest in the right spot and pull the trigger. But you don't know whatever happened to the one that went in the air vent.
Alright, well.
You haven't seen any sign of it.
It's... I don't really know. If it's just the ones in the people, we can take care of it. We don't know what's in the vents.
There's also, bless you,
Thank you.
8 bedrooms, crew quarters that you haven't looked at.
That we haven't seen. Okay.
So I think Mundo, he was probably patient 0.
You think it's a plague?
I think whatever happened to these bugs, he was the first one to get it.
The plague's the thing. To catch the conscience of the king.
I think this guy, that Edmundo, was infected with this thing. Who knows how?
Well,
Well, you do.
I know. I'm not saying.
Oh, okay.
Thule said that he had something to do with Pathfinder, right? We learned that from
So maybe it was in.
What was it? She's the
explosionista.
The explosion.
She said that he was willing to trade info about Pathfinder.
So it could be something that he picked up on an exoplanet. God knows what.
Yeah.
There are more things on heaven and earth than are dreamt of in our philosophy.
Hey, Olivia, can you say a thing? Say a thing.
That's some good sex.
Good job.
So what are you guys going to do? You don't know how much time you
I'm trying to
have
snap him
before
out.
they try to hatch.
Well, what were the piloting controls like? Were they also
The engine was
the engines were running?
the engines are running.
Or
The
they're
maneuvering
operational?
thrusters are iffy.
Iffy.
So it's gonna be a penalty. You can make an idea check, int or cog times 3. I'll let you choose.
I was trying to
I'll go with
cut. I was
Cog.
trying to, you know.
That's up to Alex.
Made it 42.
Can
You have a pilot sitting in a shuttle.
Alex can making him say that line can kind of.
I'll allow Ed to make a will times 3 check. No penalties.
All right.
Nope.
No.
So midway is doing his Shakespeare. He says, "That's some good son." He goes right back into Shakespeare.
Yes.
Zap.
I don't care. I like Schweppes better.
Well, we could ask the pilot. She's still here.
Oh, Alex.
What?
I just remembered. I'm in a shaper morph,
Okay.
so every time he switches monologues,
His face changes.
he changes into a different character.
Okay, that's terrifying, but okay.
Also hilarious.
Yes.
Right. So I'm gonna call the pilot over the mesh, and
All right.
not. Excuse me.
Yeah. What's up?
We're having a bit of a bother getting the thrusters on this ship operational. In your expert opinion, you think you could come over here and take a look at it for us? I know it's a bit outside your purview, but
You want me to come look at the engines?
well, the maneuvering thrusters. We need to move the ship.
All right. I'll go to the control room and take a look.
You should probably tell him he's walking.
Yeah, you should. I'm gonna leave that part until she gets into the airlock and sees the blood.
That doesn't seem very.
Well, the door to the hall is open, so if she looks down the hall, she'll see
the body.
blood screams
Yeah.
body.
All right. In that case, I'm just gonna go into the little anti-lock and close the door to the corridor.
Okay. So you get there. She comes out. Which way is the command? Oh, Jesus Christ! What happened here?
Something bad. Something that we would like to avoid happening throughout the rest of the swarm. So
Yeah.
we need to move the ship.
All right, let me strap in and take a look. So she goes to the pilot seat and sits down. Oh, jeez. I might be able to get something out of this. Give me a minute. She starts fiddling with things. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna just. Honestly, I'm just gonna keep a point, make sure nothing happens to this pilot.
Yeah, I'm keeping
Now
my eyes,
is the winter of our discontent.
keeping my weapon out.
So you
May
all are with the pilot.
Glorious summer
Yeah.
by this
I don't want anything to happen to her.
Okay.
Maybe it's not a good idea for all of us to be the pilot.
So none of you have to make perception checks.
Can I roll art theater to actually be giving a good performance?
Sure.
Do your penalties apply?
No, not in this case.
Okay, then that's 80 out of 80.
Damn.
It's stunning. If you weren't like worried you were about to die, this may be like one of the best things you've ever seen.
Can I like record it? I don't know. I don't
Can I-
have the right software. I don't think.
I mean, can't you just make an XP of it?
So,
Yeah.
You need lifelong though.
actually, you know, can I, instead of. Can I, like, have it. Because I don't want to look just in the hall. Can I want to. I want to look through more like a hangar bay.
Do you want to go down?
Well, so from like coming. Yeah.
All right. So there's staircases at either end of the hall that lead down to the cargo bay.
That's also where the ship is. Right? The other ship?
No,
Docking
the shuttle you came over.
Docking bay.
There's no docking. Well, no, that's at the front of the ship by the
So where would the
command
other
center.
ship be?
There is no other ship.
That we came into.
Yeah, that's by the command center, by the bridge.
Okay.
There's only two ships. There's a shuttle you came in, which docked to this bigger ship.
Okay.
But there's a big cargo bay. It's not a shuttle bay. It's a cargo bay
Cargo bay. All right.
below you.
Okay, I'll go in the cargo bay.
All right. So are you going alone?
I guess so.
All right.
Thule hefts up a piece of Blood-Scream's skull and holds it up. Alas!
You could just take his head. It's floating.
Yeah, he takes his head. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio.
I don't think there's anyone around right now. So Meyer, you slowly pull yourself.
They just
down
left
the
me
ladder.
alone?
Or no, you're with you're with them on the bridge. I assume. Did you guys bring Thule with you to the bridge?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Yeah, I brought him before I went
Okay.
to the hangar. Brought him.
So you Meyer, you pull yourself down the ladder. The cargo bay is huge and pitch black again because the lights are still out. And there you see there's heaps of junk, scrap metal pieces, all sorts of stuff netted down into. So they're in piles with big cargo nets over them so they don't go floating away. And that's all you see right now. So make a perception check.
Okay. Is swiping no swiping? Is that Shakespeare?
Yep.
32. I passed. 32 out of 60.
Okay, so you're looking around and you see some trails of blood floating through the air here, and you hear something shift a ways away from you, behind one of the piles. Like you can't see it, you can hear it.
Behind?
Like something. If you had to guess, something is skulking behind one of the piles.
Yeah.
It knows you're there and it's hiding from you.
Let's see what I have.
So enhanced vision gives you infrared.
I have enhanced vision.
I know, I'm saying that's what it gives you.
Okay.
As well as like telescopic.
What does T-Ray do?
T-ray lets you see through solid objects, but it doesn't go through flesh. But like if you want to look through a door, before you went in.
What do I look through boxes? Do junk? Like, can I
Yeah, it would go through that.
Alright, I'll do that.
It's gonna. It's too. It has a limited range. It's only like 10 feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you'd have to get closer.
Alright, I'll get a little closer.
T-Ray is terahertz radar. It's like what they use in the full-body airport scanners.
Oh, okay. I'll get a little closer.
All right. So make another perception check.
Ellie, you have the same dish towels as
I-
Sarah and I.
I will keep my 56 out of 60.
Okay. So you're keeping your gun out.
Yeah, I'll keep my gun on.
Which one?
My snipey.
Okay. So you float closer in the direction, and you don't really see much. And then as you get closer, you turn on your T-rays, and you see the junk pile sort of disappear. Like, you know it's there. You can still kind of see it, but you see through it. And then you go through and make a stress test.
Sorry.
Okay. I hope I fail.
Me too.
Are we on TACnet?
What's my
Yeah.
Yeah. What's my... What was it again?
Will times 3.
Oh, yeah. I passed them.
You
40.
pass?
Yeah, I passed.
And you're gone. You don't have to worry. You're not watching the TACnet. You two can make stress tests.
Yeah.
You pass?
No.
I passed.
64.
So Ryan and Meyer take 2.
No.
No.
Eric take 4. It's a one shot.
Stress.
So for a split second, Meyer, you or all of you see a 6-foot tall creature. It's like hanging onto the scrap pile on the other side. It looks kind of like that baby thing you saw, but man-sized. And its tail is kind of moving back and forth, and then it pulls itself over the
Oh,
pile.
it's coming at me now? Alright, I'll shoot it. Fuck it.
Okay, you can get a shot off first, but you're looking at it through the pile.
Yeah, but I can see when it's coming over the pile, and that's when I'm shooting.
Gotcha.
it
Okay.
Over it.
Yeah. So roll kinetic weapons. It's not going to get to dodge because it doesn't know you're shooting.
Yeah, I passed. 59 out of 65.
Okay. You hit. Roll for damage. Do you have the damage of your gun?
Yeah, 2d10 plus 10.
I feel like throughout this whole scene, through the TACnet, Thule is just, I have a mate, but wherefore I know not.
I got
Lost all my mirth. Forgotten all custom
23.
exercises. And indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, this
with a
very-
minus 12 AP.
seems to me a sterile promontory. He's just going on, he's just doing the what piece of work is man.
23, you said, Mark?
Yeah, with minus 12 AP.
Okay. It screeches in pain, you think? It's kind of hard to tell. But you definitely put a hole in it. So roll initiative.
Okay. Taking on mama myself. Can someone else come out here and
I
help?
was gonna think of coming out.
Oh, it's a D10.
I'll guard the pilot.
15.
I'll monologue.
Okay. Eric, roll initiative.
Oh, okay, I get so far. What am I doing?
This most excellent canopy, the air, look you. This brave oar hanging firm.
12.
12. Okay. It is also going at 12.
This majestical roof.
Ooh, I got another
filled with
shot
fire.
before it goes after me.
Might appear to know other things neither.
Okay. Yeah. So you get another shot.
And pestilent concrete.
It can fray this time though.
Okay. Fair enough. 41.
Yeah, you hit it. Roll for damage.
Oh my god, I killed it this time. I got a 27.
27.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled 9 and
It's not dead.
8. Another hole in it. though.
Yes, it makes a very similar screeching sound. You're starting to think that means pain. It is going to it climbs over the top faster than you thought possible, and you're kind of like floating, and it just launches itself at you. So it's making unarmed checks.
I switched to my.
Can I fray?
You can try. You get Frey at half.
Okay.
I switched to my kinetic.
Well, you're not there. It's going to take you the turn to get there.
Oh, then why'd you have me roll initiative?
To see when you would be jumping into it.
I didn't get it.
Oh, I forgot it's not. Okay.
No, I didn't get it.
All right. So it hits you, and then it hits you again.
Oh no. Got 12.
And its bite also hits you. So you have 12?
Yeah.
Alright, so the first attack, it's minus 5 DV, so you have 7 armor. So that first attack does nothing. Its second claw attack against you does, so take 10 damage.
Okay.
How noble in reason.
So the first, so it's basically, you feel it's...
I got a wound then.
Yeah, so you've just one, you're okay, but it gives you a minus 10 penalty.
Okay.
Unless you have medicines.
No wait. Oh wait, yeah, I do.
Alright, so you could ignore the first one.
Okay.
So it wraps its legs around you, and its claws just swipe at you. And you're in a synthmorph actually, right?
I do have a, yeah.
So it slices against you and pauses for a second, and then slices again from a different angle, and you can actually see it like tears through your clothes and breaks into the metal of your chest, and then it goes for a bite, which does 4 damage.
Okay.
But it like bites you like right in the neck, and you could. So it's make another stress test too.
Okay.
Just you this time. You're being murder hugged by an alien.
Yeah, makes sense. And I passed. Crit 22.
All right. Still take 1.
Okay.
You are being murder hugged by an alien. Yeah. So it's on you. It's like latched onto you. So that's speed 1. Speed 2, you can't shoot it because you have a sniper rifle and it's on you.
Yeah.
So if you want to try to push it off, that would be an unarmed check.
No, I have. So, my guy also has Cyber Claws and Eel Wear, so he's gonna turn his EOR and Cyber Claw.
Okay. So you activate your EO. You don't have to roll for that.
I forgot the damage of Cyber Claws.
I have the book right here.
Cyber Claws too.
Cyber Claws.
Like Wolverine Claws, right? Like,
They're not that like kind of more like bear claws.
no.
Um,
How I read it, it sounded like it was like Wolverine Claws.
Yeah, no, like they come shooting out, but I don't. It's not quite. I don't think it's quite that long. I think it's like 3 or 4 inches out of your more like raptor claws. I would
I
say.
just remember reading it said something about if I had Eware, it does more damage or something.
Let me double check
If I,
because I have the things right
if
here.
I add Eware to my Cyber Claws, I can kick
Weapon melee. Unarmed. Shock gloves. Why aren't cyber gloves up there? Oh, because they're on page 307 for some reason. Because they're implants. They're not weapons. That's why. Cyber claws. The bones on the back of the morph's hand are bonded to smart material claws. These claws can extend through concealed ports of the morph's skin and extend 6 inches past the morph's knuckles. If combined with eelware, they can also inflict electric shocks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so which they are doing. So do you?
What's the damage?
It's 1d10 plus 3 plus your damage bonus.
Okay. 1d10
Form and moving help
plus
express
3 plus my damage bonus.
admirable.
So roll and you get.
Unarmed.
Yeah, roll unarmed, but you get a bonus because you're in melee. I'll give you plus 10.
Is he in close combat melee?
No, he's in far combat melee.
74.
That's a hit?
Yeah, I hit it.
I don't think it could fret. No. So roll for damage. It has minus 2 AP. It has to make a shock roll.
15.
Alright, so it passes its shock roll. So it's not stunned.
Yeah.
But you damage it. You said 15?
Yeah.
Okay, it screams in pain. It's hard to tell because this is an alien.
Yeah.
but it doesn't look like it's doing well.
In action, how like an angel.
Did
So what?
Did you knock it off of him, or is it still clean?
No, the stun didn't. It wasn't stunned.
Okay.
You did hit it though.
Yeah, I
So it's gonna get more attacks on you.
So this is next round, right?
No, this is
Oh,
speed 2.
it has speed
At
2.
the start of the next turn, you will be.
I didn't realize it had speed 2.
It does.
While they're having a melee, can I try to talk Thule out of his reverie again?
Sure. I'll give you a plus 10 this time.
Okay. Yep, 38.
All right. So bring yourself down to 1 under your lucidity, Ed.
Okay.
You can't really fray Meyer because it's hugging you.
got you.
So
Well, I couldn't really fray either when I was on.
yeah. So that attack misses.
The
That attack also misses.
That's good.
So how do you bring him out of? How do you?
That
bring
one does
him-
not.
My shock where hopefully if it shocks him enough he can get off.
In apprehension, howl like a god.
May I make a suggestion?
yeah, I'm just gonna like.
That's all. Just walk up to
backhand
him.
The paragon of animals, the beauty of the world. And
Snap out of it, Thule.
Manda likes me not. And then I'm gonna.
So
And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust?
So you can see Meyer, because you've got a very up close and personal look at this
And then
thing.
I'm gonna
It's
go to hell.
its actions seem twitchy, so it didn't lose its grip on you, but the shock definitely did something to it. So it goes to swipe at
Is
you
it
with
organic? It's like synthetic.
No, it looks organic. It looks insectoid, like it's got like chitin armor, like
Okay.
skin. It kind of looks like a cross between like a shark and a spider.
How much like James does it look?
Like if James was a cross between a shark and a spider, it would look a lot like James. So so its 2 big arms slash at you,
And just miss.
and just miss. But then its little arms unfold,
Yeah.
and like beats into you. So that's how much armor do you have?
12.
12, right, minus 5. So that's another 5 damage.
No.
As you feel this stabbing into both your sides, as it just latches into you. Actually, you don't feel it because you're a synthmorph,
Yeah.
but you acknowledge that it happens. So do you have speed 3?
No.
Okay. So it's next round, your turn. So Eric, you come to the landing.
Right.
Make us. Well, no, you already saw the thing.
Yeah, I saw it.
So yeah, so you see like 20 feet away from you, they're just kind of floating and like spinning. It's just this crazy lightning fast melee. So what are you doing, Maya?
I'm just gonna keep on hitting with my Slaughter Plus. Hopefully
Alright.
knock it off of me so I can then take it again with another shot of myself.
I'm gonna turn to the pilot. Can you get the ship ready?
Yeah, it can fly. It might be a little tricky, but it can fly.
I'm talking about the ship that we came in on.
Oh, yeah, that's ready to go.
All right, I'm gonna interface with the ship and get
Which
ready.
ship?
This one, the one
Okay.
we're on, and I'm gonna get ready to pilot it away from the swarm.
That's what the pilot's
That's what
doing.
the pilot's doing.
She's sitting in the pilot seat.
Yeah.
That's what she just said. I could do it, but it's going to be tricky.
You already interfaced with the pilot and get her to do it.
Then get us out of here, and then we'll fly away.
Okay. You need to start working on defining what you're talking about. But all right. So next round, she's going to start flying. She does not have speed 2. That was your turn talking to her. Meyer, you're stabbing. Roll it.
I hope he knocks him off.
Yeah, that's my
God, better shot at it.
That's my plan. Yeah, 80 out of 90.
Okay.
It's plus 20. Because
Yes. It does not make its stun test, so it lets go of you. So roll damage, and however much damage you do will determine also how far away it goes.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna interface with the ship. Is there anything like
1d10, right?
Yeah, plus 3 plus your damage.
Yeah, so I got 9.
What's your damage bonus?
2.
2? Okay. So you You hit it. Roll Moxie times 10, Meyer. That's a luck check. Full Moxie, not your current Moxie.
Moxie times 10.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to roll and see what happens.
Yeah, you want to get under your Moxie times 10.
No, I'm gonna Moxie that to re-roll that. That was not a good one. I got it that time.
Okay. So that was your luck roll. So you managed to. So you didn't really like you knew Eric was there, but you didn't really register.
Yeah.
You were probably more concerned with getting this killing alien off of you. So you just kind of pushed it off.
Yeah.
Luckily, you happened to push it away from you at a place where you're not going to be in Eric's line of fire.
That's good.
That was your luck roll.
Yes.
So Eric.
I switched to my kinetic SMG.
Okay.
And I'll take it.
Now you can go full auto with that if you want, as well.
Sure.
So you can either full auto will give you plus 30 to hits or plus 3d10 damage.
He's been doing some good damage on it, and I have a little bit of a negative from the stress, so I might be looking to get the hit more.
Okay.
Right? Does that sound good to me?
Go for it.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So
plus 30 to whatever you're
so
rolling.
85 altogether. Oh, I didn't even need to use it. 29 out of 85.
Yeah, you hit. Roll for damage.
What's the damage on the
SMG. 2d10 plus 3.
Oh, the same as the pistol.
Yeah. Well, pistol can't go full auto. That's the main difference. Actually, no, it can.
Yeah, pistol can, yeah.
Weird.
Weird. 10, 19, 22.
Okay. Yeah. It's you. Just light it up. So you see
Like
Loren.
it's dynamite.
Yep. Punches into it and pushes off with his fist, and the claws come tearing out of its claw, and it's kind of floating and just kind of thrashing. And you see it's using its tail, like it's trying to hit one of the piles so it could get leverage. And you just aim up and
scream and just
and it gets full of even more holes, and then stops thrashing and just kind of floats back with the momentum from the bullets until it hits the far wall, and just floats around.
Fuck. Oh.
You okay?
I'm fine. Are you okay?
Not you.
Oh.
Just blowing your nose.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought he was asking.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's vague. I don't hear it, feel it.
Yeah, you do see that he's like torn.
Is there like an intercom system?
Yeah.
So why don't you pop on up and we'll send the ship on its way and we'll head home.
I'm gonna grab the dead carcass and bring it with me.
Okay, it's big. It's like a person size.
How much of his battle did I see?
Well, you were tack netted, so you would have seen the whole thing through your tack net. I mean, you only missed like 3 seconds.
But I don't know. Now, I don't know anything about how the monster got into the previous guy.
Nope.
Okay. So then
You heard the speculation from Leah that he worked for Pathfinder and it was like a gate crash thing.
Oh no! My thing is out of character. I know that there's something about him, the monster biting him.
You can't impregnate me. I'm synthetic.
Yeah. No, you did not hear that.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask about that because I didn't hear that.
Yeah, only Meyer knew about the bite.
Yeah, I don't think it can impregnate me. It's not like it can.
You don't know?
Can I T-ray me or something?
Not really.
Oh.
You can't look at yourself like that.
Yeah, right.
You don't know.
Would nano bandages help him at any? I don't know now.
So I'm gonna
He's synthetic. Nano bandages aren't going to help.
I'm gonna grab the machine, the monster, bring it with me.
What the hell are you grabbing that thing for?
Experiments.
I will say you're going to have to keep it with you for like a year before you can drop it off somewhere.
Yeah.
We already know that that thing infected the other guys.
Everything else is dead.
You don't know how. So you know how so much about these things. About maybe their blood will do something. I don't know.
I listened to Edmundo's vlogs, so yes, I know how it impregnates you.
Keep it away from me.
It ain't pretty anymore.
Okay. So what do you
It's
what do you guys
impregnated by
do?
like implanting it, right? That's what he said.
He said he got bit.
Yeah.
That he didn't like do any tests on himself. He said he got bit by something on a gate crashing mission.
Alright. Hey, did someone, does anyone have T-rays or anything?
Yeah,
Leah does, yeah.
Can you check my body out, see if it bit me, so see if it tried to implant me with any eggs or something.
32 out of.
You don't see anything. Although you can't see through him with T-rays.
Well, I have X-rays.
X-rays too, yeah. No, I mean, he's mechanical, which you didn't realize. No, you don't see anything that shouldn't be there.
As far as I can tell, your.
Why do you have that with you?
Experiments. Research.
Yes, but it's very dangerous, don't you think?
Yeah, I tried telling him that.
Dead.
But it could have things inside of it.
That's why. Is there like a box I can toss it in? And then I want to like ice it or something.
Not here. You'd have to figure something out on the one of the bigger ships.
Okay, I'll do it.
Are we far enough away from the swarm?
No, you haven't done anything yet. You just told her to get ready. Oh wait, no, she was going to pilot.
Yeah.
So she pilots away. You're not far enough away yet. You could like try to put it on autopilot, or she can.
I'm going to interface and try to put it on autopilot and like try to
That's
set.
what she's doing. She's a pilot.
Okay, so I'm going to try to set it to explode, like overload the engine.
That's going to be a mechanics roll.
Well, can I interface with the computer and try to get?
It's not an interfacing thing. It's you have to know how to make the engines overload thing.
Yeah, you have to go and actually physically do something to it.
Why did you tell us to take infosec?
I said someone might want it. I didn't say it was going to be the most useful skill. I said you don't. I said someone might want to take infosec.
Okay. So I'm just gonna stand there then.
I mean, you could also tell Singh to blow the ship up. The swarm has
yeah.
combat satellites.
Once we're off of it, I'm totally on board with that plan.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty okay with it.
That world's too great for me.
So the pilot sets the ship on autopilot and just sort of pilots it away from the swarm. You get on the shuttle and leave. Loren is carrying the corpse of this thing. It's horrifying to look at. And which one of you is going to call Singh?
I feel like we need to have a discussion about him getting on the transport with that thing.
Go right ahead.
I'm against it.
I'm also against it.
Yeah.
Alright then. Fuck it then, I don't care.
They said if possible.
Yeah, I don't care. I ain't gonna fight it.
All right, you leave it behind.
It'd be a pain in the ass to hold over here if you like.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't really tell you what the materials that he stole were.
Yeah, I have his thing. I'll give him
Yeah, that'll help.
his watch.
Yeah, alright, so you leave it behind, and then you leave the ship. Someone's got to call Singh to tell him what happened.
Yeah, I guess we can all do that.
Yeah, so you can just symbol space. You tell Singh what happened.
It was terrible.
Yeah, we're gonna scuttle.
What?
Yeah, we don't need a new ship that badly. How did it get there?
Did we
Assuming that on one of his gate crashing missions, he got scratched or bit or
Most likely.
something.
Probably what happened. That's what it says. What's the logs? His logs, personal
Oh.
logs.
And then it's
indicate.
And Munda.
for the cortical stack from Bloodscreen, but we weren't able to save the other Thought Crime members.
Well, they died in service of the swarm. We'll probably reinstantiate them.
Oh, good.
Well,
I think Olivia needs some deep psychological therapy.
Well, maybe just theater is one of the best therapies in the world. In the
Yeah, I don't care. He signs off.
Alternatively, and then she sends you her digital card. I am a very skillful psychosurgeon.
That's probably good.
Yeah, Dr. Mindfuck can just cut it right out. So that's the end of Skidder. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you listeners got bit by something on a gate crashing mission. Enjoyed it. The backstory, he got
right
because it was to adapt to his system. So there was like a week before it burst out of him, and it was halfway between alien and anthropomorphic. Then when it infected the crew members, alien, it took longer to, whereas the eggs took less time to hatch because they were more human, and they looked more human.
Because
when
Loren
they
would
came
probably
out.
go to like the hospital a couple times to make sure he wasn't infected.
Yeah, no, you'd have to be biological.
That's what I figured.
You're not. You're mechanical. There's nothing. Yeah. So Edmundo got bit and was just like, fuck this, I'm out, stole the ship. And scum swarms don't really care if you have a stolen ship. He wanted protection, and so Explosionista was like, yeah, give me info on the corpse and I'll, keep him away. Yeah.
Robert P. really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Robert P.
Yeah. Do we have any other
There's like 8 people left.
I don't know how many people are left because I
I
feel
just
like
looked.
my YouTube doesn't update how many are watching.
Yeah.
So.
Thank you.
Thank you for our last listeners.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking with us all this time.
My YouTube says there's 8 people watching, so thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you
You're
guys
all
enjoyed
great.
it. That's
Thank
our
you
last game we
everyone
had
for
planned.
donating.
Does anyone who is watching right now want to do more will questions? Do any of us want to do more will questions?
Ed and Will are supposed to have a sexy pillow fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no more questions from
Yeah, look at the excitement
Who's
around.
Will in China? Where is he?
He's over
He's
there.
over here.
I was wondering, I wanted to hear some more of the Will questions too.
It's very
What
bright.
time is it?
11:45.
I think we've
We could end it on the pillow fight.
I think it's a good plan.
I think that's a pretty good plan.
All
It
right,
has to be
boys.
sexy though.
Strip down to your underwear.
Robert P. wants more Will quiz.
All right, why don't we do one more round of will
one more
quiz,
round of will
All right,
quiz.
Will.
I want to hear another.
And then the sexy pillow
and then a
fight.
sexy pillow fight.
And then we'll call it.
We'll sing 99 Red Luft balloons while you guys sexy pillow fight.
I'm going
Will
for lads.
Wilson.
It's our rendition.
T.
It's a
Wilson.
cover.
Oh, I will go with the year, Will, because you probably don't remember. I'm not sure if you remember the other years.
I probably don't remember any of them.
We asked you 12, 14, and 15, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you got 13, 16, 17.
So, well, this is the year 2013.
Good year.
Good year.
Like a blip.
Very good year.
It's the Major League Awakening, the Tire House run by Ed Kress.
Okay.
You came into the campaign in episode 3.
Yes, I did.
What year, when, and where did we pick you up?
You picked me up in the year 1885? Was it? What was I?
1800s, yeah, you're right.
I was around the
1800s.
1800s, right? Was it? Was it higher or lower?
Lower.
1870s.
No, lower.
50s?
Higher.
So the 60s.
1860.
1860.
You have one guess?
1864.
No. 67.
Eh.
Where did we pick you up?
You picked me up in Manhattan, didn't you?
Yeah, New York City.
Yep.
What was the, they were building something by your house that you were very upset by. What were they building?
They were building. Oh, I think they were building a bridge. No?
The
Trestle.
train.
Train trestle.
They're building a
They were
train.
building a train. I was about to say train trestle.
You said bridge.
Well,
It's the same thing.
train trestle. and you didn't give me. There's no timer.
I did, but you answered quick.
Do you remember your character's name in that game, by chance?
He was named after one of my other characters. Man, what was his name?
What's your character?
How could you forget this name?
I don't know.
I thought it was an easy one. That's why I didn't want to ask
You know what?
you this.
It's late. Been up since 5:30, so I'm a little tired.
That's why I didn't want to ask you because it was an easy. This was an
Can I
easy
give a
one.
hint?
He's a TV fop.
Step by step. Day by
Oh, Duffy.
It was Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy. Yes, thank you, Patrick Duffy.
By the end of the campaign, where did Patrick Duffy find himself?
On the Tider House.
Yep, going on.
Going on the adventure again.
With Freddy.
Where was he? On the couch?
He passed out like under the table. He just went under the table. And he had to go on adventures.
Yeah, no, I remember
Jeez,
that.
that was 2013.
That was 2013.
Yeah.
So this was the third. The third 2013 was the first one Will went into.
Did Freddy take over the house?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that was
Freddy
funny.
took over. And Gertrude.
Freddy got in
was-
so much trouble in those games.
All right, well, so again, now we're going to go. Assuming 2016. It's a one shot. It's called The Skeletons.
Oh, I love this game. This game was fun.
Skeletons.
That was a good one.
What was your skeleton's name?
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you remember. So during the campaign, your skeleton learned his name. What was?
I don't remember. That one you get.
You're forgiven for that, Will.
Yeah, I don't remember that
It
one.
was Bartimir the able-bodied.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because he was
able-bodied.
I don't
Yeah.
even. What was this?
Which was funny
It was
because
a
I
one-shot.
lost all of my limbs.
It's called Skeletons.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a,
Robert P said Gertrude is a tree. Does that make sense?
Yes, Gertrude
Yes,
became a
Gertrude
tree.
became a tree. Yes.
Well,
and Treeflower was her daughter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
what was the distinguishing attribute of your skeleton against the other skeletons?
My distinguishing attribute?
Yeah.
I had a spear.
Well, not just that. Your spitstick, it was on just a spear.
Well, are you talking about when I was falling apart?
No, there was during the beginning of the game. Everyone had they wore something or something like that.
Oh, I had armor.
You had chainmail
I had
armor.
chainmail armor. Yeah.
So there also during the game we learned that you loved somebody. Her name was Zelda.
Yes.
What happened to Zelda?
She got killed, didn't she?
How did she get killed?
Oh, I don't remember.
Giant blender.
Well, that was the question. Well, what happened to your love?
Did she
Giant
get?
pig wizard kidnapped.
Did she get hung?
No.
Burn the stake.
You're just gonna start listing ways people can die.
I don't remember.
She was torn in half. She was.
When you're asking questions, you sound like Stanley Tucci in
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games. You're like,
No.
Caesar Flickerman.
what happened?
All right. So I think it's time to. Oh, you're gonna.
One more. 2017.
All right. Yeah. Finish up.
You have one more. 2017. Well, this is it. Last time. By the way, you chose she was burned, torn in half.
I bet I did.
It's when we lost what was left of our well.
So last question. Well, this is the newest one. This was in this year.
Okay.
January this year. It was a Space 1889 game, Red Sands, that was run by James.
Yes.
What was your character's name?
Oh,
I remember my character's name.
This was perhaps your most memorable character of all. You did a voice and everything.
You did a voice and everything.
yeah, and then
Oh yeah.
somebody said something about it.
I think everyone just laughed at it.
And you got self-conscious.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good.
Oh, it was like the lizard or something.
You
Dak.
close.
Drac?
Bach.
Bach. Bach.
And what was Bach's career choice?
Bach's career choice. He was a. I could have sworn he was a soldier.
He was a soldier, but he also had another career.
Farmer.
Yep. All right, that was it.
All right.
Got it.
Good job, Will.
That was it, Will.
All right. So wait, but
Whoa.
just before we kick off,
That was
before
it.
we kick off the sexy pillow fight, I just want to say we're up to 15 patrons and $59 a month.
Which is
Thank
amazing.
you, everyone.
so much.
That's everything we could have hoped for and more. It's all possible because of you. So we're going to keep producing some great stuff.
You should move the mic.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, we're going to keep producing great stuff. Keep listening to Ragged Rock. And thank you very much. So we're going to go out with a sexy pillow fight between...
Sexy. Sing 99 Red Balloons.
99 red balloons. Those are all the words I know.
Oh, my God.
The fight needs to get sexier.
Yeah, this is not very sexy.
There you go.
I saw Will's butt crack.
How about this?
This isn't a very sexy feeling. Alright, let's get a little
I guess I won.
Is that how Will is sexy?
I don't know. Alright, I guess we should close out with some final Will thoughts.
All right, yeah, any last Will thoughts?
People wanted to see
I got
the
my
shirt.
bottom spanked.
Oh yeah, they wanted
Oh yeah, they wanted to see the shirts. Good
Yeah.
job, shirts.
Myers goat leaf design looks amazing on shirts.
Come on, Meyer, come show it off.
Alright. There we go.
And now we have Meyer modeling the goat leaf shirts.
There you
Oh,
go.
back up a little
A
bit.
Ragged Rock exclusive.
There you go.
Am I good?
Yep.
That's it. That's the goat leaf. That's what he looks like. I drew it.
That's what his character is tattooed on his chest.
It's just
Alright,
higher up.
everybody.
It's like there. More.
Thanks.
Goodbye.
Did we have a final one?
What
Yeah.
Will, final Will thought?
Will said he got his bottom
Yeah,
spanked.
he was overall.
Like that.
Ooh.
Wow, you like it?
See? That was sexy.